Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer. The Coos.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be on to
All right, here's what's going on in the Nashville.
There was once a German named Leon who treats Preds like a buffet he's keen on. When Nashville appears, racks up points without fear, then asks if there's seconds to feast on. Had to get that in there right away. Pretty strong limerick from Tube Socks.
Send them in.
You can always send us a limerick. Email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com or jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. It is the Oilers hosting the Nashville Predators at 7 o'clock tonight at Rogers Place. In 29 career games against Nashville, Leon Draisaitl has 27 goals and 48 points. Not bad. McDavid has 43 points in 24 games against Nashville. They have smoked this team on occasion. Kind of over the last 5 years, this really started. Just double checking in the game notes. The Oilers, in their last 17 games against the Predators, are 14-1-2. They have won their last 4 against the Predators. Now, the interesting thing about Draisaitl, he is, well, by his standards, it's a slump. He has 3 goals in his last 13 games. They all came in one game. Now, there are a lot of Oilers players who, if they had a hat trick, or had even one goal in their last 13 games, he'd be like, oh, that's actually not bad. Yeah. With Leon not having scored in 12 of his last 13, that's a little unusual. We'll see if he can fire it up tonight against the Preds. So, yeah, 7 o'clock game. We will have, of course, Jay and I are with you until 6 o'clock, and then the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola starts at 6, and then he's on after the game with the postgame show, and I'll be joining him for Reid's Read as the Oilers try to snap their 2-game losing streak. Nashville didn't have a great start to the season. They're now back in the playoff conversation. They've been pretty good. Since the start of December, they've gone 11-5, and they did get a 4-3 win in Calgary a couple of days ago. All right. You're going to hear from Shawn Belle in about an hour. I want to talk to Bellezy, not just about the Oilers, but just some perspectives on the World Juniors. Canada got the bronze. We were talking yesterday about Canadian hockey, Canadian youth hockey, developing Canadian players. He'll have an interesting perspective on that because he's pretty heavily involved in it. And Max Hers is going to be on the show. We've had him on a couple of times before, play-by-play voice for the Nashville Predators, so that will be fun to catch up with him. Of course, we're happy to hear from you. I gave out the email about a minute ago. You can text 780-218-9999. That is the afternoon inbox presented by River Crew Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant. The entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week, from 2 to 5 p.m. Maybe you are listening to us on iHeartRadio or TuneIn Radio. Thank you so much if you're using those apps. Spread the word to other people who might want to enjoy Edmonton Sports Talk, or maybe who are still asking themselves, what happened to the guys at 1260? What happened to Reid Wilkins? What happened to the guy from Avon's Furniture? Well, we're all here.
I don't know.
That'd be the best if somebody was like, oh, hey, Reid, you switched stations a while ago. Yeah, I did. Whatever happened to that guy from Avon's Furniture, though? I'm like, oh, he's actually on my show. You wouldn't believe it. He's on the show as well. Jay Bill. Or even better, if like, yeah, Reid, that's cool about you and Dustin and Hernan and Tom and all those guys. What happened to that old safety from the Golden Bears, like from about 20 years ago? Milne? Yeah. Have you ever talked to him?
I've been thinking about him.
I've just been thinking about him. Randomly. You know sports. What happened to this guy?
It's funny our paths didn't cross. Where were you? No, you would have been in Lloyd.
When you were playing, I would have been in Lloyd. Because what were you, 01 to 04?
Yeah, well, ish, yeah. 01, yes, to 05.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I never would have... I could have been in Avon's Furniture at some point and just don't remember it.
I would have fanboyed. I could have been... I would have been like, Reid Wilkins is here.
No, you wouldn't have known.
And then I would have asked you to shoot a short video with me.
If I would have walked in there in 2015, You wouldn't have known who I was.
When did you start your global hits?
Oh, the global hits. Not when I started Inside Sports. Probably, well, I was doing them through COVID. They might have become a regular thing maybe in 20 or 21. Before that, I would do them periodically. And then at one point they said, why don't you just do every Wednesday?
That probably did wonders for your brand. Being on and putting a face to it.
I'm not sure I have a brand.
Oh, you have a brand.
What is that? I don't even know what a brand is.
Well, you're a local sports celebrity.
Well, I'm a sports broadcaster.
Celebrity.
Well, I think that's loose.
Well, Dusty's a celebrity.
Dusty's, well, I stand by this. Dusty's, I think, one of the top broadcasters in the country. If you look at his entire
it's a compliment.
Resume. Yeah.
It's a compliment.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so because of the global, so if I would have walked in after 2020,
I would have been like, hey.
You would have been like,
I would have put you in a blender. You would have been walking out of there with a $10,000 finance deal.
Doesn't sound pleasant at all.
Oh, I would have. You wouldn't. I would have taken all your money, Reid.
How would have you done that?
I would have sold you. I would have sold you with my charm, with my football and sports knowledge.
Well, you do have that. But I probably would have been like, hey, man, like I just want to buy a couch. I probably would have left.
You would have, you would have, I would have got you, for sure. Yeah. I would have.
Well, I'm the type of person, though, like if I go into a furniture store, I'm looking for something. I don't just wander in to browse. Bob in Lloyd says, was there a restaurant named Outlander by your furniture store back in the day?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. It was, now it's AAA Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
But there was the Outlander on St. Albert Trail. Yeah.
So there you go. So maybe Bob visited your store and or Outlander.
Maybe.
Or maybe he liked going to Outlander, but the way him and his buddies would bring a new person into the fold, they would be like, yeah, it's by Avon's Furniture. They never went into the furniture store.
This is interesting.
They was like, don't go into the furniture store. Just go to the restaurant.
Sheesh Edit says, Jay, if you saw him in 2020, would have you said, hey, do you want to do a radio show together?
And I would have been like, yeah, snowball's chance, buddy.
I would have never even thought that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, how things
I'm
change.
surprised I'm still here. Surprised you haven't rolled
but
me out of town.
I will say that the global hit definitely, well, then there was a face to the voice too, right?
Yeah.
Because even in this day and age with more social media, and even like on Ched, we might do videos or stuff like that. And
you do that hit, like when you come on the morning show or when you come on Reid's Read for Ewell in the GCL Diesel post game show, you do it from the same spot you did your global hits.
In my current house.
Yes, in your current house.
Which I've been in about almost 3 years, yeah.
I thought when I saw you, I thought that was your basement. But it's actually quite opposite.
When I was in my previous home, I did work in the basement for a while, and then I moved to the office, one of the spare bedrooms.
And that was before times where you have to put up some facade.
Well, I still do. I should put up a background now.
No, you should really lean into it, like overdo it.
Because I have the back of the door, because I shut the door, and then on the bookcase you can see this old doll I had from a kid that I still have, because I think my grandma sewed him for me. His name's Googly. Shout out to Googly, everybody.
I actually find it funny that when you find, like, you see all the people do hits on sports
Tom
shows.
has a nice backdrop. A lot of people do.
I think you should take it over the top. I don't know what that
have
means.
Towels in the background.
Like just have, that's my towel display. Yeah. Like have a towel display. And you just display, or, that's my swimming trunk collection.
Right.
Very proud of it. Or that would be hilarious.
I should put something nicer in the background.
Just get like a cheap folding rack from somewhere and just hang random things. You know, like at Art Walk, how all the artists put up their prints on those mesh metal. Get one of those and put up like a pair of old underwear, 2 comic books, and a fake plant, like hanging on this. I think that would be awesome.
Well, maybe we'll do something like that.
Yeah, lean into it.
Anyway, we are not on global television. We are on YouTube. And if you are taking us in on YouTube, I mentioned the audio streaming apps. You can also get us on YouTube. First of all, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you have not done so already. And get in there right now and click the thumbs up for this show.
Click.
Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb. Our goal every show is to get at least 100 thumbs. We did get there yesterday. I think they didn't register right away, and then just after 6, they all came up. And you can't, if you click the thumb up twice.
Overlander. It was the Overlander.
The Overlander, not the Outlander. What did Bob say? Maybe did I read it wrong? Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. We know we don't know.
Yeah,
what
you know it's a restaurant.
Yeah. So give us a thumbs up. Now you can't click it multiple times because it'll cancel it out. So click it once and then click share and send the show link off to somebody else and say, hey, here's the former safety for the Golden Bears, and here's this guy who used to work 5 minutes a week on Global.
That's perfect.
That's all they thought I did.
A match made in heaven.
It's a match made in heaven. Here's how the Oilers hope their lineups take them to a heavenly result tonight. The Knoblock hopes these are the matches made in heaven. Line combos. McDavid with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. McDavid is on a 15-game point streak. He has accumulated 36 points over that stretch. Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Kapanen. Kapanen in the lineup for the first time since October 19th. Henrique will center Howard and Roslovic. Interesting line. And then Lazar in action with Janmark and Savoy. So as you know from yesterday, or maybe you missed it yesterday, either way, we'll tell you right now. Frederic is scratched. Mangiapane is scratched. Now, they have been scratched before, but they're going to miss the same game. Two of the Oilers' more significant acquisitions over the past, 9 months or so. Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Regula, Stastny with Emberson, Stastny a former Predator, and Ingram the expected starter in goal for the Oilers against Nashville in his career. Quite a few appearances against Nashville. 3-2-2 with a 3.96 goals against average and an .887 save percentage. Apparently, John Harbaugh no longer the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow. Yep.
18 seasons he was there. I think, was that what it was? 18 years?
It's been a long time. I can't say exactly. Yeah, 18 years it's saying right here.
A coach who is synonymous with that. Who coached before him? Was it not Dungy, Billick?
Billick.
Was it Billick right before him, or was there somebody in between?
Well, when did the Ravens win that championship? Yeah.
Because Billick won one and Harbaugh's won one.
Yeah. That's a okay.
Now, I'm not sure if he's fired or has decided to move on. I'm just seeing
they
that
say
he's
they've parted ways.
And with a coach of that resume, like sometimes they say parted ways, and it's like, yeah, he got fired. In this, it might actually be like, I don't know. He might be like, I don't know. It's been a long time. And the owner might say, yeah, I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, hey, we like each other, but let's just change. They've only had three. The Ravens, now they were the Browns. They've only had three head coaches. Ted Marchibroda,
of course,
coached them for 3 years.
Who can forget?
Billick coached them for 9, and he had a .556 winning percentage and won the Super Bowl. And Harbaugh coached them for 18 years, win 180 and 113, 24 playoff games as well. And no, did they lose a Super Bowl as well? No, they beat the 49ers. That was his only appearance.
That was the light game.
Yeah, when the lights went out for a while. Yeah. All right, so that's significant news from the NFL. John Harbaugh no longer the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. Quite a run, though. And I guess a guy who, to tie this all together, a guy who's had a big impact on my favorite team, because Mike McDonald was under the tutelage at some point in his coaching career of both Harbaughs, but especially in Baltimore.
Sure.
And when I watch the Seahawks play this year, sometimes it's like, they play a little bit like Baltimore.
Right. I wonder, that would be an interesting study to look at some of the top coaches in the NFL and now look at the fingerprints that they still have around the league.
Right.
Like there was when it was Mike Shanahan was coaching the then Redskins, they have, I think there's 4 head coaches in the league from that staff.
Oh, right. When you go back to when Walsh coached the Niners, right?
Sure.
And then I think Holmgren came out of there, and then he's got his own coaching tree, and Andy Reid and all that stuff.
Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay, Mike McDaniel.
They were all together at one point?
They were all together as either... So Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator.
Sorry, which year was this?
This is 2013.
What team?
Washington.
Okay.
Under Mike Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan was the OC. Matt LaFleur was the quarterback coach. Sean McVay was the tight end coach. Bobby Slowick was the defensive assistant. Mike McDaniel was the wide receiver coach.
Oh, no way. Who's Slowick?
I think he's now a DC somewhere.
Okay.
Bobby Slowick. Pretty impressive.
All right.
But this happens. I don't know what I think about this Harbaugh thing, though.
It's interesting when you're a coach that long in one place.
He's the Texans OC right now.
Is there a point where it's just like, you know what? It's just time for a change.
Yeah.
They like the challenge, and then nobody's going to think he's leaving before. And he is 63. There are life decisions to be made too. Sometimes these guys say, "All right, family's given up a lot for me. So I don't know my kids, but I want to know my girl," or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that's hard.
And he might just be done. Yeah. He might just say, "Okay, yeah, I'm good."
Or it's like, "Okay, here's. Do you want $5 million to coach, or do you want $5 million to be an analyst?"
Wouldn't that have been a twist if the Michigan head coaching job was still open? And he went and took
he would have replaced his brother. Michigan probably would have been happier than the guy they eventually wound up with.
I don't know. They're looking good.
Well, but no, the guy that got arrested.
Oh, he's not looking good.
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
All right, so Oilers Predators tonight. We're going to hear from Knoblock, a little bit from Leon Draisaitl, and of course we'll hear from you. So we're going to do something. It is a game day, so we do have the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. So we're going to do something though a little bit different. We only have 2 clues today, so I'm not going to give the first clue right now. Maybe at just before 4, try to remind me.
I'll remind you.
We'll do the first clue there, and then we'll see how it goes. Because we did something a little different today. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know how often we're going to do this, but it's pretty fun, and we'll see how it goes. Fair?
Very fair. I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, me too. As you can tell by my halting delivery.
Yes.
Of course, you're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. $10 tankards, $6 tequila shots, or you can pay $23.99 for the adult Happy Meal, featuring a drive-in burger, fries, choice of beer, and a limited edition hockey puck bottle opener. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. And when you do submit your guesses for that, you are going to text the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox 780-218-9999. So that's a little teaser for that. A clue around 4, and then probably maybe just before 5, or right after, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Because the second clue is really fun.
It is.
The second clue is really fun. Just a bit of a teaser there. All right, the off-topic topic. Well, I'll do the read, and then you can set it up.
Sure.
The off-topic topic is presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536.
Well, I don't know if everybody knows this, but I found this out today, and I was kind of taken aback, to be honest with you. McDonald's, a group of lawyers are suing McDonald's. And essentially, they're saying that the McRib sandwich is a fraud. It's misleading. Well, when you hear the word McRib, what do you assume that you're eating?
Rib.
With a little Mick in it.
Right.
Well, the McRib does not actually contain any pork rib meat at all. Now, don't give me that face, Coob. It's not all terrible, okay?
Coob's very upset.
And remember, these are legal proceedings, okay? So it does not contain any actual pork rib meat. so it doesn't contain spare rib or baby back rib meat. What it does contain is products such as inter alia, pork shoulder, heart, tripe, and scalded stomach. Yes, that is what is in a McRib. So this led me to I just was blown away. I can honestly say I have not had one McRib in my life.
I don't think I have either.
And I'm telling you, I ain't going to start trying.
Yeah, don't need to start now.
But that led me to think, that's a really misleading name. The McRib. And it's shaped like a rack of ribs, too.
Right.
I saw a video of it.
Yeah.
What's the most misleading product or retail name that you know about?
This is a good one.
Okay. So send in something, that head scratchers. Like, for instance, 5 Hour Energy. I don't know. Does it?
Exactly 5 hours?
Like, what if it's 4 hours and 42 minutes? Is that lying? Are you lying to your consumers? What about Cool Whip? That's not whipped cream at all. It's not whipped cream. Russian dressing? Okay, it's not from Russia.
Isn't it?
No.
Oh.
It's made by Kraft.
Well, yeah, but there could be some sort of
Beets?
Russian history to the recipe. I don't know.
But it's not. What makes it Russian?
Well, maybe that's the point.
Maybe
that
thought
one's
about
not misleading.
Immediately when I thought about this, there was this buffet restaurant on the south side. My parents, we loved going to buffets. And it was called Foodie Goody.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Well, the foodie was not goody.
It was food, though.
It was food. Yes, it was something you could eat. But Foodie Goody.
Well, I think I have to go with the old Lionel Hutz joke from The Simpsons, and he had a lawsuit against the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
Iwanek had a good one. He read To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yes.
No idea how to kill a mockingbird after.
That's true. There were no mockingbirds killed.
Didn't learn a thing about killing mockingbirds.
Well, Hunger Games.
Yeah,
are they hungry?
Did they go hungry?
Yes, they are hungry.
Well, I guess.
Yes, they are
hungry for what?
Do they eat food? Is there a feast?
Yes.
Is it?
They're trying to win food for their district. Did you read the book?
Oh, well, I watched the movie. Upon a time.
So they're starving?
I believe it's a future America in which there's a shortage.
I thought it was just if you lose, you die.
That's also part of it.
Oh.
Spoiler alert.
But I think the point was, if I read the book, I think the point was to get more bountiful resources for your district for the year until the next Hunger Games. So yes, hunger was indeed a part of it.
Oh. Could be hungry and thirsty games.
Mex Bezozu says, when Bart watched Naked Lunch and said, I can think of two things wrong with that title.
Tube Sock says, Babies Are Us does not sell babies. This is true.
That's very true. All right. So what's a misleading product or retail name for the off-topic topic for William Huff? Depth scoring. That's a little misleading when you talk about the Edmonton Oilers, isn't it? They've scratched a couple of significant players for tonight's game against Nashville. You'll hear from head coach Kris Knoblauch when we get back. Here's the hungry boy himself, Zach Kubish.
The Oilers have activated Kasperi Kapanen from a lower body injury to battle the Preds tonight, moving Tristan Jarry to long-term injured reserve retroactive to December 18th. Connor Ingram gets another start for Edmonton as Andrew Mangiapane and Trent Frederic head to the press box as healthy scratches. Tune into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson preview the game when they go live at 6 o'clock only on EST. Elsewhere, Brandon Carlo suits up for Toronto to battle Florida, coming back from a lower body ailment that's kept him out since mid-November. And according to NFL Network, the Ravens and long-term head coach John Harbaugh have parted ways. The 63-year-old has been the team's bench boss since early 2008, leading the franchise to Super Bowl 47. To the hardwood, the Heat and Timberwolves matchup as Sacramento plays host to Dallas, having 6 games around the NBA tonight. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Paramount Flooring wants to give you more. Get free premium underlay included with any in-stock carpet purchase. Are you ready to treat your feet? Catch them in-store or online at ParamountFlooring.ca. The Reid Wilkins Show returns following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
The bottom 6 continues to struggle. Adam Henrique, no goals, 4 assists in the last 2 months and a little bit. Frederic, a goal and assist in the last 2 months and a little bit. Mangiapane and Frederic will be scratched. If you wanted to actually find a third line, are you at a point now where you go Nugent Hopkins and Roslovic on your third
2
line?
guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in-store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian-owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. With TVs at every turn, ice-cold drinks, and non-stop action, you won't miss a second of the fight. UFC 324, live at the Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
Make a fresh start in the new year with Sentinel Storage. With convenient locations near you, Sentinel Storage is here to help you make space for everything 2026 holds. Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
You're going to hear from Knoblock and Draisaitl in a couple of minutes, but first, let's get to the afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. Sabertooth time at Rogers Place tonight. Andy, Mangie, and Steady Freddy are scratched. Guess what? My brother-in-law will still bet on them. Cappy Pants is back and on Leon's wing. Old Roscoe will be on a line with college boy Ike Howard. Hey, Nobby, my dog found a bone this morning. Maybe he can help. In cricket, Australia leads England by 134 runs after day 3 of their test match. Hey, Jason Milne, is that a wicket in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I'm Chet Palmer.
Okay, Andy Mangie.
Somebody's going to be mad that we talked cricket on the show.
Probably. I played cricket over the Christmas break. Andy Mangie and
Steady Freddy.
Steady Freddy. I love these nicknames.
And old Roscoe and college boy Ike Howard. It's not in college anymore. That was your afternoon headlines for 100.3 The Bear. Chet ready to go to the game tonight, I'm sure. 7 o'clock game. Predators are 19, 18, and 4. Oilers are 20, 16, and 6. Predators didn't have a great start to the season. Better lately. Of course, Ryan O'Reilly having a good year for them. 35 points in 41 games. You got Philip Forsberg, 16 goals, 31 points in 41 games. Stamkos, 18 goals, 28 points in 41 games, and they are expected to be shooting on Connor Ingram tonight. Early in his Oilers tenure, 2-2, 3.28, 883 save percentage. As we go into the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel Understood. I always look at the special teams. Predators power play 15th, 20.2%. Oilers power play first, 33.6%. On the PK, Preds pretty good, 8th in the league, 81.9. Oilers a little below average, 19th. They're at 79.3. But of course, one of the significant stories for this game is that both Andrew Mangiapane and Trent Frederic are scratched. Two of the more significant off-season signings for the Oilers. I know Frederic was traded for last season, but then, of course, he was signed to that 8-year deal in the summer, and Mangiapane came in as a free agent. Here is head coach Kris Knoblauch on both these guys being scratched.
Yeah, things haven't worked out, and not that it's over, but I think that one, we've felt that they haven't played as we've expected, and I think that there's more for them to give us. But also we've got some young guys that have deserved to get some opportunities to play, and Hudson was here. Obviously he's not here now, but Howard being in the lineup. Lazar, who has been a scratch for the last couple games, had been playing, his last game was in Winnipeg, played really well, and then came out, and we got a lot of guys who can play the bottom six, and right now we're just wanting more from those guys, and a little bit of a reset for those two.
Well, we'll see. Mangiapane, we continue to hear that he might not be an Oiler much longer, and that perhaps he would be fine with that. We know about the contract length for Trent Frederic, who really has... how many games would you say he's been really noticeable? A couple? I mean, the two he scored in, I guess.
2 or 3.
A goal always makes you stand out. Curtis Lazar has played 20 games. He has 2 goals. He's -3. He plays .916 per game. He's 55.7% in the faceoff circle. We've talked a lot about him, at least knowing his role and being a decent fourth-line player. And he's playing .916 per game. Now, he's played about half the games. Trent Frederic is playing 11.06 per game. He has 3 points. He's -10. Mangiapane, 11 points in 40 games, been playing 13.22. He's -17, which is the worst on the Edmonton Oilers. We talked about this extensively yesterday. It's been increasingly apparent throughout the course of the season. The Oilers do not have very good third and fourth lines. And I should say, you might be like, well, Reid, you're saying Lazar does this, and I've praised Janmark in the past. I guess maybe the thing is, Jay, they don't really have a third line. Like, I suppose if you could throw out a fourth line of Lazar, Janmark, and even Frederic, if you took, well, he doesn't hit, though. He doesn't kill penalties. I mean, Lazar and Janmark will kill penalties. Is Henrique, Howard, and Roslovic going to be a decent third line? I don't know. I mean, Henrique's best offensive days clearly are behind him. Howard is still trying to find his way in the NHL. Roslovic, I'll admit, I wasn't optimistic on that signing. He's been decent. He's been decent. Does he play a third line style of game with a little bit of ruggedness? Not really, but at least he can snipe some chances for you.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about this. It is, I still don't understand why Kapanen isn't in that role. Coming back, hasn't played since October 19th.
Yeah.
Why is he not in Roslovic's third line spot?
That would make more sense to me.
Much more sense. Like, Roslovic, Podkolzin, and Draisaitl have probably, I think they've been one of the, maybe even as good as 5-on-5, the top line. I mean, aside from the power play, obviously. I mean, McDavid's going nuts with that, but I still don't understand that. Why would you take what's one of the best parts of that line in Roslovic and move him down to the third line and essentially promote Kapanen, who's coming off the bench or off out of the press box for the first game in 3 months?
I guess, I mean, look, I'm not saying, I agree with what you're saying. I guess the flip side of that, and I think the way Knoblock is looking at it, well, let's put a guy who's scored, what's Roslovic at, 12 goals? Who's scored 12 goals in 29 games. Let's put him on the third line and see if there can be some sort of threat out of there. And Kapanen has played with Draisaitl and Podkolzin before. I mean, Kapanen had some decent moments in the playoffs. I still think he's a very inconsistent player. I would guess that's what they're thinking. Is that what I would have done? No, I would have kept Roslovic there. And if, I mean, again, we talked about this yesterday. Knobloch seems really high on Kapanen. You know, like he often praises him, speed, all that kind of stuff. But if he has that, wouldn't he help Henrique and Howard?
Thank you. Yes. I think
and Roslovic's more likely to snipe a goal than Kapanen, quite frankly.
Yes. It's like, man, these lines could look really good if those two players were swapped out.
Well, really good or just better?
Maybe
or just more logical.
Maybe optimistic. You'd have some optimism in this third line tonight.
Right.
To say, okay, well, let's see how Kapanen what he can inject into that third line. Because you've got a goal scorer in Ike Howard, and maybe that services Adam Henrique better. I just don't understand that. But
again, so
you're saying this is more of a let's get the third line going than let's salvage what we've got on the second line.
That's what I'm guessing. But as I was saying yesterday, and I think this is a big part of the discussion, is there really a true third line that can be assembled with what the Oilers have?
I mean, if somebody steps up that you're not expecting,
sure, but based on
what we've
play
seen
or long-term play, I mean, it's hard to imagine.
They're sitting Andrew Mangiapane and Trent Frederic. That's probably the biggest answer to that question.
Right.
Those were guys. Well, Frederic for sure. I think they had higher expectations for Mangiapane.
Well, of course.
But if Mangiapane, meets those expectations, then somebody's bumped down from that role,
right,
and playing in a healthy third line. I would rather right now this team salvage what they know works and what's clicking, because I just like you said, with this roster, is there a way that they can put together a playoff quality third line? I don't think so. So that's going to then depend on what moves they make come trade deadline.
Right, and I don't think necessarily a player should lose his spot because of injury, but this is Kasperi Kapanen coming back, not Zach Hyman. When Zach Hyman comes back, he's on the top line, or at least on one of your top two lines. Is Kapanen that much of a proven second line right winger that he automatically goes back in there with Draisaitl when Roslovic has scored 12 goals, mostly in that role? I know he has a couple overtime, but you know what I mean. That's kind of where he's been a lot of the time.
What about this? And I know that the Morning Boys talked about it, and I'm sure many of the shows today talked about this scenario. Dirty Dawn in the River Cree inbox.
Great handle.
I understand not wanting to touch the top line, but
as do I.
If the Oilers want a third line, I think putting Nuge down and let him be the third line center.
Well, and that's still something that's there. I prefer Nugent Hopkins as a winger. I mean, I said it yesterday. He's kind of become a winger to a good center and a special team specialist. So, but maybe if you need a third line that bad, though, but then put him with somebody like Savoy.
Okay, so if he's got the power play prowess, like you said,
right,
is he a bit more expendable on the top line? And if so, who then moves up there?
Well, see, and then you're still tinkering with somebody that maybe doesn't complement McDavid and Hyman as much as Nugent Hopkins.
Savoy's on the fourth line. Could he replace Nuge on that top line?
Yeah, this is the thing. You're searching for. You're searching when you move the lineup around. I guess you're ultimately promoting somebody who's inexperienced and hasn't done it, or who hasn't done it recently in their career. right?
And
like Henrique was a lock for 20 goals until last year, and now certainly not this year.
And does Nuge provide that grit that you want out of a third line?
Well, he's still a very good all-around player. Like, don't get me wrong.
No, I know, but when you think of a third line, kind of
the
rugged,
Lowry
line
type, right? In his prime. Yeah, that's a great point. They're searching for something with the forwards, and I guess that's the one thing I would say, sort of in Knobloch's defense to an extent. What combination of players in the bottom six is he breaking up that is going to work? Like, it's not as if we're looking at the lines and he's put McDavid, Nugent, Hyman all on different lines, and we're like, why would you break? Like, it's like, okay, well, he's got. It's like we're debating. Well, which of the bad smelling fruit do we want to eat first?
True. Yeah, it's not a great position to be in.
No. But yeah, I am a little bit surprised that Kapanen starts with Draisaitl as opposed to just leaving Roslovic there. But we'll see. Quaddy says, and this is the thing, if we win today, please keep Freddie and Mangi out because they are just dragging this team down. Well, and that's the scary position for those players. If you're in a situation as a player where you're getting scratched, that's not good, especially when you're. It's as we've said, it's one thing for Lazar to be scratched. Like, he's a veteran, but he was signed to be exactly who he's been, basically.
And I think he somewhat relishes in that role. Obviously, he'd like to play more,
right?
But when he gets the opportunity, the effort's there,
right? So Mangiapane and Frederic are here in a bit of a precarious situation because they've been scratched, and when they've been scratched, have they been missed? Like, if the Oilers win tonight and play a good all-around game, okay, well, Knobloch says we got to give them a reset. By the same token, you might say, well, those 12 forwards who played deserve to play again. Now, I know it's always fair. Whenever we talk about this, I don't think anybody put it in today, but somebody was like, well, why did Noah Philp? Why get it? Why did Noah Philp get scratched?
Is that not a player you'd be looking for right now to answer some questions? Maybe
somewhat. He can skate at least. So yeah, this
big body, can skate, is not afraid of getting physical.
Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Regula, Stastny with Emberson on the back end. Still no Wallman and still no Tristan Jarry. Here's the update from Knobloch.
Jarry returning roughly about 2 weeks. He's been on the ice a little bit. He's been getting some shots, first just pretty much on his own. He's had a few shots with players on the ice with him, but I would say about 2 weeks.
Well, we've seen this. We've heard this a lot. Players a week or two away. You ask after 2 weeks, they're still a week or two away. Okay, let me throw this one at you. And everybody, this is me spitballing, maybe being a little bit cheeky. Okay, this isn't like, oh, what does Reid know? Don't get carried away. Is it possible we don't see Jarry until after the Olympics? So there's games for another month, and then there's nothing till right at the end of February.
Cheeky is right. He was on the ice today, right?
He was. Yeah.
So, if you're on the ice,
it's
moving
good
around,
when you're practicing, and you're comfortable enough being out there in real drills and stuff, or mostly real drills.
Look, I understand, and there could be setbacks, but let's face it, Knobloch doesn't exactly have the greatest track record about injury outlines, nor is it really anybody's business, Reid. I would prefer him to say no update. If you don't want, timelines.
Yeah, some coaches don't. Ken Hitchcock reached a point in his career where he just was open about it. He was just like, fourth toe is broken.
Right.
18 days he'll be out. He started giving more exact stuff.
Okay, let's say 2 weeks. How many games is that?
So that's January 20th, and they play until what, February 5th?
Your last game is February 4th.
February 4th, sorry.
So, 2 weeks would be the 22nd where the Penguins are in town. Then you got that's right in the near the start of that home
He'd probably
stretch.
like to play that game, even though he already played his former team.
He probably would. Maybe that's why 2 weeks was. Well, that's just a little bit over 2 weeks. But Reid, if he's back during, at the earlier part of that homestand, I think that's kind of where this 2 weeks would put you around.
Right.
But who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Positive though that he was on the ice skating. I mean, as a goaltender with what was perceived to be a groin injury, to be moving, standing up, down, that's very positive.
Yeah. Honto says, I want a fourth line that just bangs boards and fights. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously there's not always a lot of fighting in the NHL anymore, but that was the appeal of Clattenburg. I mean, at least, as I often said, he played like his last name sounds. I mean, I think he's a limited player. Maybe he's not even a full-on NHL player. Clattenburg, by the way, is back in the minors.
What about Easy94 said this? And is this like an absolute no-go because of the lack of depth in the cupboards, so to speak, for prospects in this Oilers organization? But should one of Hudson, Howard, Savoy be used as a trade chip in order to upgrade the depth of this team?
Well, but that's an interesting question. My response would be, isn't that why they acquired these players? To help the depth scoring? To help the... I mean, that's... Savoy was acquired because he's younger than McLeod and he's got a better all-around game. Sam O'Reilly, who was just on the World Junior team, was traded for Howard because...
Now, to be fair...
Howard was supposed to be...
He didn't say depth scoring. He said depth.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So would that then mean a depth in terms of grit and physicality and getting that big, strong center that can drive a line?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd prefer to hang on to especially Savoy and Howard and see what they can become. I mean, because you're trading for these guys and it's just like, well, no, that's like, I don't know. That's a good question. I would hope they give these guys a chance to become good Edmonton Oilers.
Ooh.
But
is that really the way it goes, Reid?
Not always. We're coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Wing flavors of the month for January. Mediterranean Greek versus Southern Barbecue. Try them anytime or for 69 cents all day every Wing Wednesday. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your house. We'll hear from Leon Draisaitl and we'll give you Jay's play of the day when we get back.
Tristan Jarry moves to long-term injured reserve as Kasperi Kapanen returns from a lower body injury, slotting back into Edmonton's lineup to host Nashville. In turn, Trent, Frederic, and Andrew Mangiapane will serve as healthy scratches as Connor Ingram gets a start. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock right here on ESTL, where the Knights and Jets face off. Columbus visits San Jose, while Toronto and Florida match up, having Brandon Carlo return for Toronto. In other news, the Rangers have placed Igor Shesterkin on injured reserve and Adam Fox on long-term injured reserve. Shesterkin exiting last night's game against the Mammoth after colliding with Utah's J.J. Peterka in the crease, with Fox suffering a lower body ailment in the contest as well. And according to NFL Network, the Ravens and long-term head coach John Harbaugh have parted ways. The 63-year-old has been the team's bench boss since early 2008, leading the franchise to Super Bowl 47. On the court, there's 6 games. Pacers and Cavs tip off at 5, while San Antonio and Memphis go at it. The Reid Wilkins Show returns after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Oil Stream.
Mangiapane for Ryan Strome. Would you do it?
Yes, if it was realistic.
Financially, it's not going to work.
Right.
I think what Friedman brought up was that he's heard that Anaheim is poking around Mangiapane.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know if Friedman was actually linked to saying Ryan Strome would be the guy going the other way.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences. Plus, all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom. And from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. Jason Milne, come on down. You're the next contestant on the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, no, wait. Price is Right. Oh. I got it mixed up.
Dang it.
Which game show would you most like to be on? You know, we'll save that for an off-topic topic.
Oh, that's so
I just thought of that.
So
What's
good.
today's off-topic topic?
Today's off-topic topic presented by William Huff. What's the most misleading product or retail name? Tube socks. Oh, he says the condiment came to be called Russian dressing. That's what I said was confusing.
Right.
Since the original recipe included caviar, a staple of Russian cuisine.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Matty Dub
Tube
says
Socks educates us once again.
Apartments should be called stuck together mints.
That's a good point. Then again, they are partitioned within a building. Perhaps that's why they're called that. That's a good one.
Atif, Red Bull gives you wings.
Well, that's a slogan, but yeah, I guess.
Very misleading. It does
no,
not.
I have never had an energy drink, but Red Bull is not the color red. Is it? Isn't it kind of a light, like a tea color almost?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a tea color.
Mm-hmm. There's no really Red Bulls at all. Nah, it's usually like clear or yellow or...
Is there actually a Red Bull? Like, you know how there's like red cows? Are there Red Bulls?
What's a red cow?
What's a variety?
Oh, like it's a breed, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. Well, we've opened up the cupboard on this one. Leon Draisaitl, by his standards, in a bit of a scoring slump. He has only scored in one game of his last 13, though he did get a hat trick in that game.
Yeah, not really seeing it, not really getting the looks that I want to get. So obviously something that I'm continuing to chip away at and trying to find my game a little bit. And
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day
is presented by Play Alberta. It's time to turn up the fun with the all-new Play Alberta app, your digital destination for casino, live dealers, lottery, instants, and of course, sports betting.
Red Angus. That is confirmed.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, there's been several people telling me, Jay.
Several people more knowledgeable
know
than we
your
are.
cows or heifers. There's a heifer in your tank. Do you remember that at U of A?
No.
That's what the ag students put on. It was
did they?
Yeah, there's a fundraiser of some sort. Anyways.
Okay.
Jay's play of the day. This is a doozy. Now, if you rode with the glue guy last night, you cashed in on a high-scoring FCS championship game between Montana State and Illinois State that went to overtime.
Prolongation.
Congrats. Jay's play of the day today. It's a good number. been boosted to plus 394.
Ooh.
We're going to say Draisaitl continues his torrid pace against the Nashville Predators. He's got 27 goals in 29 matchups.
Mm-hmm.
McDavid, point. Forsberg, point. And over 6.5 goals.
Wow.
We're going to make it rain out there.
So Draisaitl has to score.
Draisaitl goal.
McDavid gets a point.
Forsberg
gets a point.
And over 6.5 goals.
So 7 or more goals combined. Wow, that's a titillating one.
It is titillating. That's been boosted to plus 394 over at playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on EST specials, and you'll see Jay's play of the game. And always remember to use your game sense.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
I think we have a clubhouse leader, in my mind anyway, for our off-topic topic for William Huff, most misleading product or retail name. How about this from Dan? The dollar store name is the most misleading. If you go into a dollar store, almost nothing costs exactly $1.
Good point.
And not everything anymore is even a multiple of $1. Isn't it $1.50? Like most things at the dollar store are what, under $5? But how many things at the dollar store anymore are exactly $1?
Didn't they get in some legal issues over that?
Did they?
I thought one of them did. Whether it was Dollarama or Dollar Store or Dollar Tree, I can't keep them all
the
straight.
Dollar Tree had a Dollar Tree nearby here in the...
yeah, it's right over there.
What do you call this? The food burger district?
No. This is the dinner theater.
The dinner theater district, yes.
District. Yeah, I think they got in trouble.
But if you walked into the dollar store with exactly a loonie, or I guess a loonie 5...
You could get something.
Really?
Oh, sure.
Not many things. What do you get?
A
pencil?
lollipop? Maybe a pack of gum?
Big Mr. Burns with the big lollipop?
Well, you can get those off-brand chocolate bars. 2 for 85 cents, Reid.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Meteor.
But most things at the dollar store are more than $1 and are not sold in multiples of $1. That's what I think Dan is getting at.
Oh, it's a valid point.
If I can mind meld with Dan,
don't get me wrong.
Chat.
This is a valid point.
Question for Dan in the nasty chat: which alien race is capable of a mind meld? If he gets that, I might get him a chocolate from the dollar store.
What was the question?
Which alien race is capable of a mind meld?
Ooh,
for Dan only in the nasty chat.
Well, Dave the Welder has chimed in. Northline Fat Tony is a red Angus bull. It was a U.S. champion at the Denver Stock Show in 2011.
Oh, wow.
Born and raised just east of Ardrossan. Genetics sold all over the world. Imagine having your genetics sold all over the world, Reid.
Yeah, I don't come cheap.
Cheaper.
All right, Bellezy's coming up. So I said I would give the first clue in the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. Only 2 clues today, okay? The first clue is not a Seahawk. The first clue is not a Seahawk. Trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. You have to text your guesses to 780-218-9999. That's the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. And the winner gets the $25 GC, maximum 3 guesses per person. We'll do the second clue in about an hour, either just before or just after 5. Okay? So you can mull over this one. Is Benny going to tap in for you, Coop? So we're gonna change on the fly, just like we do in the NHL.
Yeah.
Well, no, we do it in the
Change
NHL. How they do it in the NHL. But Coop's, are you doing the 4 o'clock, Coop? One more update for Coop, and then Benny's going to tap in. He's at the technical desk for the game tonight as well. Here we go.
The Lock
You
Shop.
couldn't come out and say that, hey, we're waving the white flag on the season. But let's face it, they're going to go through this month of January. And the best thing that could possibly happen for the Jets is that they continue to play hard, maybe don't get the results, but some of those guys in the middle to bottom 6 actually get going and reestablish some semblance of trade value going into the deadline.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation with options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems. But did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit wjsportstalk.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Tristan Jarry moves to long-term injured reserve as Kasperi Kapanen returns from a lower body injury, slotting back into Edmonton's lineup to host Nashville in turn. Trent, Frederic, and Andrew Mangiapane will serve as healthy scratches as Connor Ingram gets a start. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock right here on EST. Elsewhere, the Knights face the Jets. Columbus visits San Jose, while Toronto and Florida match up. Brandon Carlo returning for the Leafs. In other news, the Rangers have placed Igor Shesterkin on injured reserve, moving Adam Fox to long-term injured reserve. Shesterkin exiting last night's game after colliding with Utah's J.J. Peterka in the crease, while Fox suffered a lower body injury in the contest. And according to NFL Network, the Ravens and long-term head coach John Harbaugh have parted ways. The 63-year-old led the Ravens to Super Bowl 47. On the court, there's a half dozen games. The Pacers and Cavaliers tip off at 5, while San Antonio and Memphis duke it out. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
I find this manner of music very aggressive, and I fear it's corrupting our youth. Things I would never say. Nah. How you doing, everybody? Hope you're having a fun time. We certainly love working here at Edmonton Sports Talk. We were saying that this morning to each other.
We were.
What a joyful place to work. We have a lot of fun on and off air, quite frankly.
We do.
We made a fun video today with Matthew Awanek. Took several takes to get it done, but we got it done.
Oh, and a little teaser.
Uh-oh.
The outtakes. Put together a collection of the outtakes, and those will be available in the Nasty Club.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
So just for the Nasty Club members.
That is good stuff.
So look for that coming up in the next couple days here.
Oilers, Predators tonight at 7 at Rogers Place. At 6 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, we will have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, the wonderful host of that program. We got another wonderful guy right here on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. He is from Hello Hockey, and he makes various appearances on our fine programming here at EST. It's Shawn Belle checking in. Bellezy, it's Reid and Jay. How are you?
I'm good, boys. How are you guys doing?
Doing very well. Looking forward to this game tonight. We want to get you to touch on some storylines here. I think we kind of got to put a wrap on the World Juniors with you. Because we were, Jay and I were talking earlier, like you're in a unique position in your role as a former NHLer who, had to work hard and take the Hockey Canada path and other paths to get where you're doing. Plus, you work with young hockey players. Yep. Jay and I, Jay has kids who are in minor sports, not hockey. I don't really know that world at all. So Canada gets the bronze, right? And it's on the one hand, it's like, we're a disaster. We should win every year. Our kids are a bunch of babies. Why don't they play harder? And then on the other end of the spectrum, it's like, hold on a second. Other countries have a right to win, and sometimes they're good and they beat us. So you're probably not on either end, but I'm wondering how you look at, this tournament, this team, and maybe how we're growing young elite hockey players in this country.
Yeah, I mean it's a good question because I've been thinking about how I wanted to really answer that, and I've been thinking about it. I was going to go on a rant on Hello Hockey the other day, but I was like, well, I don't know if I necessarily need to go on a rant. I think at the end of the day, multiple things have happened. The first one is other countries have put a premium on development, and we have to acknowledge what they've been doing, because what they've been doing clearly has been working. On another hand, we can sit here and say, we've done a good job of developing players because we've got, more 18, 19-year-olds that are playing in the NHL than ever before. But on the other hand, or at least on the foot at this point, we can also sit here and say, well, clearly we haven't been doing a good enough job developing our players, because yes, there's guys going at 18 and 19 and playing in the NHL, but at the same time, when you look at overall our junior leagues and the players that we're producing and what we're putting together on our Team Canada, rosters, we should win. And other programs, other countries, they look like a team. They play hard together. We have a lot of individual skill that looks great, but is it working? Is it meshing? Is the identity of what Canada used to be, is it missing? And so there's lots of questions that obviously come up when you lose games and you lose big tournaments like Canada has been, in particular to one particular country who is, always been kind of known as a team that plays like Canada because they have skill, but they have grit and they're in your face. So there's lots of questions, and I think to truly give you an answer, it would take longer than 5 minutes, because I think there's a lot of stuff that you can unpackage from this conversation.
Well, I mean, I think that's all very fair what you say, and I mean, I saw the TSN panel bring it up too. Celebrini and Schaefer weren't on this team. I think they listed a couple other guys. I can't remember all of them. But I also think, and Jay and I talked about this yesterday, Czechia out Canada. How am I trying to say? They out Canada in some way. Like that Max Curran from the Oil Kings.
Well, and that's the reason why people are bringing it up, because when you look at Canada, and I see in the nasty chat, people are like, well, they lost one game. I don't disagree with you. They did lose one game, but when you look at the game that they lost and the way that they lost, you ask questions, because when Canada played, there was always Canada's going to be big, they're going to be fast, they're going to be physical, but they're also going to be skilled. So it was almost a mental battle before we even got to the game, saying, man, I'm going to get beat up tonight. But while I'm getting beat up and every time I touch a puck, I'm getting hit, but they've also got a ton of skill. And so I think that identity is missing. What is the Canadian identity? Because here's one thing I can tell you right now, is other teams have been more physical than Canada. And I'm not sure if that's because Canada feels like, hey, we've got so much talent that we don't necessarily have to be physical. But the last thing you want to see is, I don't know, a team like Team Canada, who has had an identity, be out physicaled in those particular games. And I'm not the old guy waving at a cloud right now, but like, hey, Getzlaf is a Hall of Famer. He was ultra physical in our tournament. Sidney Crosby is going to be a Hall of Famer. He was pretty physical. Patrice Bergeron was pretty physical. Like, we had guys that were legitimate, talented players, and they said, okay, this is how we play. And we went out and we imposed our will. And I think that's something that might be missing.
You know, Bellezy, I know we want to get to the Oilers stuff, and I almost hesitate to do this because I hate to be that guy of a certain age that is talking about things that maybe most of the audience wasn't alive for or doesn't remember. You know, I know that could be annoying.
like Benny.
But one of the greatest displays of hockey that I've ever seen was the 1987 Canada Cup. And in the third game of the best-of-3 final, Canada fell behind 3-0. And the line that sparked, I'm pretty sure I'm right here, the line that sparked the comeback was Howardchuk, Tocchet, and I think Brent Sutter. Now, they're on Team Canada, so they were all great, but that was like a depth line. And they went out there and they mucked it up and they created bounces and they set the stage for Wayne and Mario to do what they did. So I think you make a great point. Okay, tonight, Nashville in town. Mangiapane and Frederic are both being scratched for this game. Pretty significant. I mean, I wonder if you can give perspective of, like, it's when Jay and I were talking, it's one thing for Curtis Lazar to be scratched. Curtis Lazar knew what he was getting into when he came here. And it's not always fair when he's been scratched or Jones getting sent down or even Philp when he got scratched when he was still with the team. Is it, and I know they've been scratched before, and maybe with Mangiapane, he doesn't care if he wants out. But do you hope they're, like, to be blunt, do you hope they're embarrassed? Like, is that what it's come to?
I don't hope that they're embarrassed. I hope they're pissed off.
Right.
Because I want to see that fire. Like, there's guys, as a coach, you healthy scratch a guy, you sit a guy, and you watch how they react. And I want to see guys that are pissed off because they're not happy with where they're at, and then they try to take it into their own hands and do something about it. And so for those two players, like, hey, I hope that you guys are pissed off, and maybe it lights a fire. Frederic's already been scratched. Has his game improved marginally? I don't think it's enough to really move the needle. But for a case like Mangiapane, like, hey, you want to be dealt right now, or at least that's what people are saying. So if you're being healthy scratched, well, then are you doing enough? And so those are the questions that you got to ask these players, is that, hey, regardless if you're an Edmonton Oiler today, if you're an Edmonton Oiler tomorrow, what are you doing to help the team? Because, well, Frederic, you have an 8-year deal. You're supposed to be a guy that's come in and you're supposed to provide physicality, and you're supposed to provide a level of truculence or compete that allowed you to move on from Evander Kane. That's what you're trying to see. So if you're not going to bring that, then what are you providing? Because we've already talked about how, teams like with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, you're not necessarily going to get that extra scoring, that secondary scoring, because you're not going to play on the power play. You're not going to do all the things that most secondary scoring guys need to do because you got a historic power play. So find a way to make an impact outside of just the secondary scoring. And right now, for a guy like Frederic, well, we all can see it. We know what it's supposed to be. So is it an unwillingness to do it? Do you not understand what your role is supposed to be? And the same thing can go for Mangiapane. Hey, you want to play in the top 6? Well, guess what? How are you going to make that work? Because if you're not there, then do something to get noticed to put yourself there.
Shawn Belle, co-host of Hello Hockey, joining us here on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. Bonus points for using the word truculence, Bellezy. That was very well integrated into that answer. I have a question for you for something we talked about earlier that I just can't wrap my head around. So I want to get your thoughts on it, okay? Kasperi Kapanen hasn't played since October 19th. He's coming back and being injected, or not he's being injected. He's being placed in the lineup, but he's being injected into the second line in a spot that I thought Roslovic deserved to keep because I think he's been playing pretty damn well in that spot.
Yep.
Is it fair to Kasperi Kapanen to put him in that role right off the bat, coming back from that having not played since October? Or is it even more unfair to Roslovic for moving him down to the third line?
I'm going to give you a sarcastic answer first, and that is going to be, well, in about 5 minutes after the puck drop, the lines will not be the same. Now, to kind of go back into that, I think it's a little column A and a little column B because, Kapanen hasn't played for a long time, like you were mentioning, and to insert him into that particular spot obviously is going to be, it's tough. It's a tough look because Roslovic is actually, at least in my opinion, has earned the right to be there. Now, Kapanen also has a little bit of track record because he is a skilled player. Like, I know he didn't have traction with the Blues before he came here and he got waived. He's a bit of a tweener because he does have skill, but at the exact same time, he's a gritty player, but it comes and goes. So there's like a consistency issue for him. And when he is on his game, he probably should be a top six winger. But the problem is that he fluctuates so much that you don't know what you're going to get. So I think based off the way that he's played previous years, he probably gets that opportunity. But for me, I would have liked to see him maybe eased back into the lineup a little bit more. Like, I don't like seeing Savoy on the fourth line. I think that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But maybe it's as simple as Roslovic, you play with Draisaitl, Kapanen, you go play on the third line. And at least now you got, you're easing your way back into it. But I do think it's like column A, column B. I don't think it's fair for either of them, to be very honest with you.
Well, you're right, but the lines could change, and some occasionally they don't even start the game the way they practiced. Right? Some coaches do that, where it's like, well, I'm just trying this in practice. I wasn't ever going to do that in the game, so we'll see about that. Bellezy, great to have you on. Is this your first time this year? Yeah, Happy New Year, happy birthday. Hope you had a great birthday, and hope you enjoy the game tonight. Thank you so much.
I will. Yeah, always a pleasure, boys.
Shawn Belle checking in on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Well spoken as always. Really good points. I mean, it's a complicated. First of all, the World Junior stuff. I know we talked a little bit about yesterday too. It's not as black as white as saying, well, we're failing as a hockey nation, or good for other teams. And like somebody put in there, they only lost one game. Fair point. I mean, they went 5-1 in the tournament.
Yeah.
By the same token, I think they were saying it on one of the TSN panels that, well, they kind of gave up a lot of goals. They were kind of playing with fire. They played Czechia, 7-5 they started the tournament with. So, and yes, but the cup, some pretty prominent players weren't there because they're in the National Hockey League too. So that hurts the team. But Bellezy, really well spoken on that, and a good look at the Edmonton Oilers as well. But here's He said it about Mangiapane and Frederic. I said, do you hope it's at the point you embarrass some of these guys you're scratching? And he said, no, but you hope they get, what did he say? Angry? Pissed off. And this is the frustrating thing with Frederic. Has he played pissed off at any point this season? Like, even when he fought the Columbus guy, good for him. But it was after that he made that comment where it's like, well, no one will fight me. And he kind of got criticized for that. So he went out and fight. But was it good for him for doing it? But was he really angry?
Well, the same could be said about Mangiapane.
Sure.
Reid, when he was with the Flames, he was a pain in the ass to play against. He was a guy that would get under the skin of Oilers. Have you seen that?
Well, that's the frustrating thing. Where's the irritant angle? You could almost live with a drop off in offense if it's as I keep saying, it's but they tilt the ice.
Yes.
Yeah, they get a face off in the other end. Yeah, they draw a penalty. They goad a guy into doing something stupid.
That's part of the game.
That is
a big part of the game.
Like it or not, that's a big part of the game. Good stuff from Shawn Belle. He joined us every week, usually on Tuesday here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. Of course, EST is presented by Play Alberta. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instants, and sports betting all in one place. Go to the sports link on playalberta.ca or on the Play Alberta app. Look for EST specials. Jay's Play of the Day is up there, as well as some other fun stuff you can sprinkle on. And don't forget to use your game sense. All right. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. That's the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Our off-topic topic, a fun one today. We've had some cool suggestions. What is the most misleading product or retail name? And give the summary of why this was your idea today, the quick summary.
McDonald's is being sued for the McRib because it does not contain any baby back or rib, premium rib meat.
Right.
It's fake.
And did you say it's a group of lawyers that are suing them?
Yeah.
That's the thing. They must think they got something.
No, it contains it.
It's not like you and me are like, hey, let's sue McDonald's.
Right. We wouldn't know
where. I mean, maybe a lawyer would have to take it on.
We're not millionaires.
No.
It's supposed to have spare rib and baby back rib meat, but it's got inter alia, pork shoulder, heart, tripe, and everybody's favorite, Reid, scalded stomach.
That is my favorite.
You haven't lived till you've had a properly made scalded stomach.
Could you pass the scalded stomach, Jason Milne?
That is something the bookbinder would eat.
Or the river line.
The river line would love.
I'm going to scald your stomach, boy. Play for me. Are those drumsticks in your backpack, Benny? Tell you what, Benny. If you deliver the sports update, perhaps I'll let you pass the Niagara River. Speak now.
Tristan Jarry moves to long-term injured reserve as Kasperi Kapanen returns from a lower body injury. Slotting back in Edmonton's lineup to host Nashville. In turn, Trent, Frederic, and Andrew Mangiapane will each serve as healthy scratches as Connor Ingram gets the start. Join Tom Gazzola and myself for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock right here on EST. Elsewhere, the Knights face the Jets. Columbus visits San Jose, while Toronto and Florida match up. Brandon Carlo returning for Toronto. In other news, the Rangers have placed Igor Shesterkin on injured reserve and Adam Fox on long-term injured reserve. Shesterkin exiting last night's game after colliding with Utah's J.J. Peterka, with Fox suffering a lower body injury in the contest as well. According to NFL Network, the Ravens and long-term head coach John Harbaugh have parted ways. The 63-year-old has been the team's bench boss since early 2008, leading the franchise to Super Bowl 47. On the court, there's 6 games having the Pacers and Cavs tip off at 5, while San Antonio and Memphis go at it tonight as well. The sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sports Medicine. Call 780-460-9977 or visit their website at AdvantageSportsMed.ca to book an appointment today. More of the Reid Wilkins Show coming right up after the break. I'm Ben Thompson, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Jamie McLennan, Connor Ingram. When you look at him, he moves fluently. He's got a clean butterfly. I've said this all along. I believe it'll be Jarry and Ingram, and I hope that they keep Pickard in the mix as well. That goaltending tandem on paper is an upgrade for me from a talent standpoint.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Oh, googly wiggly. What? Oh, I see. We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Oh, Jason Milne, you're a beautiful man. Canadian Brewhouse Studio, UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. TVs everywhere, ice-cold drinks, and non-stop action. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your house. Thanks a lot for tuning in this afternoon. Maybe you're on iHeartRadio. Maybe you're on TuneIn Radio. Thank you for listening. Spread the word about how people can find us. If you're on YouTube, thanks for getting us there as well. Subscribe to the Edmonton Sports Talk channel if you have not already. We're pushing towards 14,000 subscribers. And if you also have not done so already, if you have the show on YouTube today, click that thumbs up button.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We need 30 thumbs to get to 100.
This should be easy.
This should be easy. Get there and click.
Lickety-split.
Yeah, some people are like, well, I want to wait to see if I like the show or not. Okay. Just click it.
Oh, well, maybe you could dangle the second clue for the mystery athlete from Hudson's Canada over there. You know?
I'm doing that around 5.
Do it now! No, I don't mean that. I mean click now.
Oh, click now, yeah.
You could say in anticipation for probably the greatest clue ever given out.
We're happy with it. No one's guessed it, have they? Are people even trying to guess?
Yep, there were a couple guesses.
The first clue was not a Seahawk.
That's correct.
Not a Seahawk. That's all we're telling you. Dan, by the way, the correct answer, I asked Dan a trivia question in the NASA chat. What fictional alien race, well, do I need to say fictional? What alien race does mind melts? Do you know, Ben?
No clue.
Jay? Vulcans. Spock and them.
Spock.
Spock and them, guys.
Now, was that this guy? Live long and prosper?
Yes. Live long and prosper. Yeah. So Dan says, nobody talks about who Mangiapane was being coached by in Calgary. I have to believe that Sutter put fear into Mangi or the older players get the... Okay. I know what he means, though. And that sometimes players have certain good years under coaches. Like they connect with a certain coach, or a coach gets them fired up, and they're never able to repeat that. But yeah, it's been tough. Oh, hang on.
What happened, Reid?
This fell out. My ear thing. I keep telling Matthew this needs repair, and what do I get? Okay, whatever, Reid.
You and him, hey?
Oilers, Predators.
2 peas in a pot.
Ongoing with him. Here is Leon Draisaitl on what the Oilers need to improve in their team game.
I think there's a few things that need to be cleaned up. Obviously, I think our away from the puck, the way we defend, our mindset in defending, and that will obviously eventually lead to more offense for us. But I think it starts there, just defending a little bit better, and just the mindset of it.
All right. Yeah, kind of a... Well...
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
The mindset of defending, which you talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
About those 50-50 chances where you can really swing something and turn it offensively, or you can just buckle down and defend first. Absolutely. That's something that should be addressed.
Right. So anyway, yeah, a lot of turnovers last couple of games. Not great defensively. We'll see if they can clean it up against the Predators tonight. Predators on the road are 9-9-2. Oilers at home are 10-5-3. But of course, they've lost their last two on home ice. So when Jay and I were listening to the Draisaitl availability today, we had a bit of a chuckle at this response from Draisaitl. He was asked about having a lot of different wingers over the years, and you're always trying to figure out different guys you got to play with.
No, I mean it's been like that for 10 years. I'm used to playing with different guys. There's times where I like it. Yeah, we got a lot of great players on our team that I enjoy playing with. So, yeah, I'm good with it.
Times when I'd like it.
If he doesn't have much choice.
Yeah,
it's been pretty much established. McDavid gets the best wingers.
Yeah, well, it's clear. I mean, it's clear he likes what Podkolzin does.
That's true,
right?
He's got that.
That is a player when first acquired, you would not have assumed would be Leon's, golden boy, the winger that has finally been found for Leon Draisaitl.
Right.
That's like the most elusive thing that this franchise has faced over the past, 5 years?
Well,
7 years?
10, maybe.
Right? Well, yeah, of course the best wingers are going to play with McDavid. Why not? Now he gets Kapanen.
I just like how he said I liked it at times. I know we're nitpicking the answer, but it was kind of funny.
Diplomatic.
Yeah.
Funny though.
Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Kapanen tonight as the Oilers take on the Predators. Let's if you missed it earlier, we should get to this because it is one of the big stories. No Frederic, no Mangiapane, both scratched today by head coach Kris Knoblauch.
Yeah, things haven't worked out, and not that it's over, but I think that one, we've felt that they haven't played as we've expected, and I think that there's more for them to give us. But also we've got some young guys that have deserved to get some opportunities to play, and Hudson was here. Obviously he's not here now, but Howard being in the lineup. Lazar, who has been a scratch for the last couple of games, had been playing, his last game was in Winnipeg, played really well, and then came out, and we got a lot of guys who can play the bottom six, and right now we're just wanting more from those guys, and a little bit of a reset for those two.
But again, here's the thing, and Bellezy talked about this too. They've been scratched before. What did Bellezy say? Maybe a marginal improvement from Frederic since he's been sat out? Okay, at marginal at most.
Yes.
At most. Mangiapane, maybe not much. But it's significant. I mean, it is newsworthy that they're both out today. Both players who you thought were going to be some support scores for the Oilers and provide a little bit of, with Frederic, I think physicality, maybe a little bit of intimidation or toughness. With Mangiapane, maybe a little bit more of that irritant factor, but we haven't seen that from either guy. So we expect the Oilers to line up this way tonight. McDavid with Nugent-Hopkins and Hyman. McDavid has 36 points over the course of a 15-game point streak. Draisaitl in 29 career games against the Predators, 27 goals and 48 points. He's with Podkolzin and Kapanen. Henrique centering Howard and Roslovic. Lazar with Lazar with Janmark and Savoy. Ekholm with Bouchard. Nurse with Regula. Stastny with Emberson. Ingram in net. The Oilers have won their last 4 games against Nashville. They are 14-1-2 in their last 17 games against the Predators. Leon Draisaitl has scored in just 1 game in his last 13, though he did get a hat trick in that game. So the Oilers trying to hop back in the win column tonight. We're going to have more on the Predators in a few minutes with Max Hers. He's their play-by-play voice on 106.3 the game. They are a team, massively disappointing last season, obviously. Didn't start great this season. They've kind of been putting it together lately. And as we know, well, really in both conferences, but in the West, once you get past those three teams in the Central that are running away with it, here's the problem for Nashville. They ain't cracking the top three. They're trying to get into a wild card. Mm-hmm. The Oilers are currently second in the Pacific Division, 1 point behind Vegas in points percentage. They trail. Actually, they're third in points percentage because now Seattle is back up there. Wasn't Seattle last or second last a couple of weeks ago? So the Preds, 42 points. Utah, 43. San Jose, 43. The two wildcard teams are LA and Anaheim with 45. And as I said, the Oilers got 46. So Nashville's climbed their way back into it a bit, very tight. You can drop 2 or 3 positions over 2 or 3 days, depending on how some other teams do. But for Nashville, that's the thing for the Oilers. You maybe follow the top 3. Maybe you're still in a wild card. You got a couple ways to get in. With Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota running away with it, Utah's got to track down those wild card teams. Nashville's got to track down the wild card teams.
Some interesting interaction coming from that Knoblock clip that was played. Andrew, the accountant, says that audio is probably the most scathing review Knob has given his players since he became a head coach. The fact he said that much says all you need to hear or all you need to know. Stanley and YYC. What do 10 and 88 have left to show us? I know everyone wants more from our bottom 6, and they haven't responded to anything. Bottom 6 has been just as much of an enigma as in finding wingers for 29.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, but again, that's what I really dove into it a little more yesterday, and I'll probably be repeating myself perhaps until the end of the season. Like, at what point do you accept? Well, I guess you as a fan, you'll either accept it or not accept it, but I want to ask the question, at what point do you accept, okay, they're not capable of playing better? You can moan about the contracts, the acquisitions, the trades. I get all that, but at some point you might just be like, well, I guess they're not capable. It's not great. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not telling you to feel good about it, but it might just be a harsh reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there was enough of a leeway given to Trent Frederic, for certain, as he was more of the question mark coming into this than Andrew Mangiapane. But given that Mangiapane apparently has said that he would remove his no trade clause,
right?
That's generally not how good things end up.
No,
right? That generally means bad things are coming or changes are coming.
Yeah. Okay, let's do a limerick. We got another limerick coming in here from Chris, emailing Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. There once was an Oiler that was a feisty Finn. Once in the lineup, out, then back again. Given a top 6 role, hope for a greasy goal. If you're wondering, this is about Kasperi Kapanen. Pretty good.
I was
writing Finn again and Kapanen. That's why I kind of said again.
Finn again.
Doing it again.
Well done.
That'd be like our football coach that we do. In there again.
Not happening.
Yeah, get in there again.
Go down, Edward.
You can post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. You can text us, 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino happy hour featuring $5.25 drinks. Available Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. We want to learn a little bit more about the Nashville Predators, and we always love having this guy on the show, Max Hers from 106.3 The Game, when we get back.
Tristan Jarry moves to long-term injured reserve while Kasperi Kapanen returns from a lower body injury, slotting back into Edmonton's lineup as they host Nashville. As a result, Trent Frederic and Andrew Mangiapane will each serve as healthy scratches, and Connor Ingram gets the start. Join Tom Gazzola and myself for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage begins at 6 o'clock right here on EST. Elsewhere, the Golden Knights face the Jets, Columbus visits San Jose, and Toronto and Florida square off with Brandon Carlo returning to the Leafs lineup. In other news, the Rangers have placed Igor Shesterkin on injured reserve and Adam Fox on long-term injured reserve. Shesterkin exited last night's game after colliding with Utah's JJ Peterka, while Fox suffered a lower body injury in the contest. According to NFL Network, the Ravens and longtime head coach John Harbaugh have parted ways. The 63-year-old had been the team's bench boss since early 2008, leading the franchise to a Super Bowl the Super Bowl 47. On the court, there are 6 games on the slate with the Pacers and Cavs tipping up at 5, while San Antonio and Memphis go head-to-head later on tonight. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Max Hers on the other side of the break. I'm Ben Thompson, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
Darnell Nurse, who's wildly inconsistent, and when he screws up big. And then you have Evan Bouchard, who, as good as he is offensively, which is elite, he could be equally as bad defensively and has zero physical play. And then you got Jake Wallman, who's just always hurt. So that's a lot of issues.
Yes.
This blue line concerns me about this team the most.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Make a fresh start in the new year with Sentinel Storage. With convenient locations near you, Sentinel Storage is here to help you make space for everything 2026 holds. Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
EST Afternoons.
Alex Daugherty from the Tennessean. Reid Schaefer looks like he's playing on that third or fourth line. How has he looked?
I would say better than I imagined he would look. Really solid net front player, which Barry Trotz just loves. I would say that right now he's a product of that line, the Michael McCarron, Cole Smith, Reid Schaefer line. Okay. He's a bottom 6 layer, maybe occasionally like a second line guy.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
UFC 324 is live Saturday, January 24th at the Canadian Brewhouse. With TVs at every turn, ice-cold drinks, and non-stop action, you won't miss a second of the fight. UFC 324, live at the Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
The Oil Stream.
Mangiapane for Ryan Strome. Would you do it?
Yes, if it was realistic.
Financially, it's not going to work.
Right.
I think what Friedman brought up was that he's heard that Anaheim is poking around Mangiapane.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know if Friedman was actually linked to saying Ryan Strome would be the guy going the other way.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
All right, appreciate you tuning in. Oilers Predators coming up tonight. NFL news breaking early in the show. Harbaugh out in Baltimore as the Ravens coach after 18 seasons. Incredible stuff. That's a long time to coach.
Very.
A lot of NHL coaches are lucky to get 18 months. If you look at
That's true.
The history. So Oilers, Predators today. Then the Oilers are going to be in Winnipeg on Thursday. That's a 6 o'clock game. Tonight at 7. So right after our show ends at 6, Tom Gazzola hops on with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. We love talking to this guy. We've had him on a couple times in the past, and he's featured today in our Voices of the Game segment for Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993. More than just plywood, everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Huge selection of hardwoods and knowledgeable staff here for all your DIY needs. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know. Play-by-play voice for the Preds on 106.3 The Game. Max Hers is checking in. Max, it's Reid and Jay. Welcome back to the show.
What's up, guys? I don't know if you say you love everybody, Reid, but that's very flattering. And I didn't make it over to Leduc to patronize Windsor Plywood this time, but hopefully when we're back in March.
Right. Well, the airport's basically in Leduc, right? I don't know how well you know the geography of the area. I got to ask, now, not everybody's listening on YouTube, and it's pretty small on my monitor, and I have terrible eyesight. What shirt are you wearing?
This is the Vanderbilt women's basketball pride shirt. So,
okay.
We have a lot of pride in general of Vanderbilt basketball right now. My alma mater, the only D1 team that still has undefeated men and women's basketball teams. So, pretty good. But yeah, rocking the pride shirt. This has been my workout shirt on the longest trip of the season, and it's served me well in many hotel gyms.
Okay, now what because I want to clarify this as well, because you were on the show last year, and then you came on quickly for the day of the Stastny trade, which we appreciate, because I think you had like 20 minutes until you were calling a game or something. So and Pete Weber, if people might know that name, if they don't, Pete's a legend in North American play-by-play. I think he's one of the nicest guys in the world. So are you doing the road and he's still doing the home, or how are you guys doing the play-by-play?
Yeah, it's pretty much an even split, and Pete will do some trips. If we make the playoffs, he will do all the playoff games, of course. He also went to Sweden with the team this year, which was amazing that he got to do that. But yeah, it's been a pretty even split home and road the last couple of years, and Pete and his wife Claudia have been so gracious to me. And look, I'll get the word out here up in Canada. Anyone in the NHL Broadcasters Association can nominate for the Foster Hewitt Award. I will be nominating Pete every single year until he wins, no matter how long it takes.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, because he's awesome, a great storyteller. Pete, I've not told Jay this. Jay and I have been working together about a year and a half. Pete Weber keeps a spreadsheet of the 4 major sports champions and the Canadian Football League champions. So he could compare with how many years did a team win. But has he ever shared that with you?
He has so many spreadsheets. It's insane. He has a spreadsheet of every single shootout shot in Nashville Predators history, both for and against, and the result of the shot. So when our alumni are around, I can walk up to JP Dumont and be like, why did you miss wide left in 2003 against Cujo? Come on.
That's awesome.
I just have to get your just this one question in about Vanderbilt football, because, man, there was quite a year with Diego Paviat being nominated for the Heisman Trophy. What was that like? Because, I mean, in SEC football, unfortunately, Vanderbilt's been the doormat for far too long. So what was it like to finally, give the middle finger to the rest of those teams and stand up and have some games that meant something?
Yeah, it felt good to talk a lot of smack for the first time ever. We maybe got a little bit carried away, led by our Mr. Quarterback there in New York. But you know what? If you're going to be good, you got to always act like you're good. So, no, it was a lot of fun. And being better than Tennessee, who, the way I describe it to people is if the Blackhawks played in Knoxville, would be what the Tennessee fan base is like in Nashville. There are more Tennessee fans than Vanderbilt fans in Nashville, even though Tennessee is 3 hours away and Vandy is there. So any win over them is great, but to have a better season than them is really, really great. And we don't think it's over. It's still to be seen, but we think it can be a long-term thing with Clark Lee sticking around. So yeah, Willie Donick and I, our TV play-by-play, who's also Vandy, we're optimistic, but Willie lives and dies with it, and I'm just kind of, hey, this is great for us. So
was it Willie yesterday? We're really meandering with you, Max. We will get to some Predator stuff. Was it Willie yesterday that posted the temperature at Edmonton? And I was like, come on, dude, it's actually not that. It's cold, but certainly you've been cold before in your life.
Yeah, I kind of wanted it to be colder, actually. Can I get a refund?
Well, you're 5 days too late. It was worse over the New Year and Christmas. Yeah. It was -20 Celsius as opposed to what is it today? Well, it's only -4 Celsius.
Yeah, and it's rising.
This is not even winter, Max. You're getting screwed here.
Peanuts.
If it's positive Celsius temperature while an American team is here in January, I think that should be a forfeit for the Oil, actually.
The Oilers just get it. All right. Okay, let's dive into really why we had you on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. So I'm looking back at the game log here. On November 24th, Nashville lost 8-3 to the Florida Panthers, and they were 6-12-4. And it's probably looking like a repeat of last season. And since then, they've picked it up. They're a game over 500, and I was given the standings before you came on. They're right back in this, the cluster of teams racing for a wild card in the West. What flipped since that blowout loss?
Yeah, you picked the correct inflection point, Reid, so good job. That was a terrible loss on Monday of American Thanksgiving week on home ice. Obviously, the Panthers are good, but that was a really lopsided one. And the next day, the Preds practiced at the arena before flying out for a road trip, and you could hear a pin drop on the ice for that entire practice. And then they went back in the room and they had a meeting. It wasn't a players-only meeting. The coaches were in the meeting, but it was hey, we cannot be this bad. This cannot happen again. Jobs are on the line. Pride is on the line. All of it. And since then, they're 13-5. They were 10-4 in December. Steven Stamkos has been scoring, and that's really been the biggest thing that's changed. But they've gotten really timely saves from UC Saros, and they're still not perfect in front of him. They've also been bad at the beginning of games. This is the last game of a season-long 6-game road trip. They've given up the first goal in all 5. And what Andrew Brunette said this morning was, you need to get to the first TV timeout tonight, if nothing else, at 0-0, with McDavid and Draisaitl each getting 4 or 5 shifts in there if you hopefully don't take a penalty. So they are far from perfect, but that day was the inflection point. They played really well in December. Vibes are good as they've been all year. The Frank Saravalli stuff about how this is the most toxic culture in NHL history, whatever, was wrong even when they were playing really poorly. The players all enjoy being around each other. They come early, they stay late, they go out together. They were sad to lose Spencer Stastny. Spencer Stastny was sad to lose them, and Spencer maybe thinks that they got better without him, which I think is a lie, because you guys have seen that Spencer is a solid player and he'll be better here than he has been, I'm sure. But yeah, that really was the day that changed everything. And the big guns have been the big guns.
I got to ask you about you're learning all the communities around Edmonton. Leduc, Spruce Grove, Reed Schaefer's from Spruce Grove. He was originally an Oilers draft pick. He's getting a shot here to play. I think he's up to 4 goals on the season in 18 games. How's Schaefer been playing?
Yeah, well, it's funny because one of those goals wasn't his, and the NHL would not change it, which we found really funny. So he should have 3 goals and 1 assist. There was a goal earlier in this trip in Las Vegas that Cole Smith absolutely tipped in, and he celebrated immediately, and they gave him the goal. Like, the on-site stats people gave him the goal, and then apparently the NHL called and said, we're changing this, and they won't change it back, which I find funny. But yeah, Schaefer's been good. It's been really fun getting to know him. This is his 19th game. And the thing about him is when it takes him a little bit to get comfortable, I think, at different levels. But once it happens, it happens. He didn't have a goal in the first month in the AHL. Then he had 5 goals in 4 games. Then he got called up. And he's been really comfortable here. And we heard that Andrew Brunette ran into his GM from the Seattle Thunderbirds, Bill LaForge, who I believe is from here. I'm not sure if you guys know him. But apparently LaForge told Andrew Brunette, like, this is what happens with him at every level. Once he gets comfortable, then he really kicks it in. And the thing that really got him broken in was putting him on the 4th line with Mike McCarron and Cole Smith. Smith was injured for part of it, but he's been with McCarron for a while. And now it's going to be 9 straight games of that 4th line. It's 3 big dudes. They go out there, they forecheck, they play below the hash marks. And it's not just to win the puck back and flip the ice for the Forsberg line to come out. They were out there in the final minute to either get the game to overtime or score the game-winning goal last game against the Flames. And the game-winning goal went in from Nick Hague when those guys were on the ice after a long shift of forechecking. So that's what has made Schaefer comfortable, is being part of that. And it's been cool because we've gotten to meet his family. His parents and a big crew were there for his debut around Thanksgiving in Chicago. And last week, his younger brother, Clark, who's on the Everett Silvertips, got to see him play. in Seattle, and he hadn't seen him play in person yet. And now today, his older brother, Graydon, who still lives here in Edmonton, is going to get to see him play for the first time. And he said he got 38 tickets.
Oh, awesome. Okay. That's really cool. You're so informed. This is why we love having you. By the way, I like how you mentioned the starts to the game. I mean, the Oilers have fallen behind 2-0 and 3-0 fairly early in their last two games. So I think both teams will be hungry for the first goal tonight. Tyson Jost is from St. Albert. That's another suburb of Edmonton. So now you know Leduc, Spruce Grove, and St. Albert. So you can take all this trivia back to you for Nashville and win the contest when you go out. Do we know who's in goal tonight for sure?
UC Saros.
Saros in goal. Okay. Hey, we love having you on the show. You got a great personality. We love talking to you. We're going to bug you again, of course. I know you got to get ready to go to the game. Hopefully I'll have time to say hi to you at the rink tonight. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, please come by, Reid. And, we'll see these guys again a week from right now in Nashville. And in my game prep, which is what I'm reading all this off of and why I have so much stupid information, a week from tonight, Oilers at Preds. It is Dirks Bentley bobblehead night, so get excited for that. And it is also Connor McDavid's birthday, so I hope he has a really fun night in Nashville the night before his birthday.
Right.
Or he doesn't have a fun night on his birthday with like 12 points.
Well, it's as you know, it's been a favorable matchup for the Oilers for about 5 years now. So we'll see if the Preds can start flipping that. Okay, thanks so much, Max. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys. Be good.
Max Hurst on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Preds play-by-play 106.3 the game. He's great.
Fantastic.
He's a fun guy to talk to, knows a lot of stuff. He meanders with us, which is always nice. I think sometimes we catch people off guard with our He was like right into it. He's like, yeah, where do you want to go next? I gotcha. Preds 19, 18, and 4. So yeah, they were well below 500. They have turned it around, and you know about how up and down the Edmonton Oilers have been. All right. Are we doing clue number 2? The second and final clue. So, this is the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. Okay? You're trying to win a $25 GC to Hudson's. We only accept guesses that come in on the text line 780-218-9999 that is powered by River Cree Resort and Casino. First right answer wins. Maximum 3 guesses, though, per person. Jay is keeping an eye on this. So, the first clue, we should say, was not a Seahawk. Not a Seahawk. The second clue is an audio clue. And here it is. Oh, I better unmute my computer, first of all.
We want the ball, we're going to score.
I'll play it again.
We want the ball, we're going to score.
I'll play it one more time.
We want the ball, we're going to score.
And I should emphasize the first clue is not a Seahawk. So hopefully you can put that together with the audio clue and arrive at the mystery athlete of the game.
Ooh. This is a tricky one.
Is it? I bet you somebody's already won.
I bet you someone has not.
No?
Negative.
All right. I think by the time we get back, what?
Give me that clip.
You want it one more time?
Couple more times. Remember, it's not.
We want the ball, we're going to score. We want the ball, we're going to score.
It's not a Seahawk.
Clue number 1, not a Seahawk.
Clue number 2 is the audio
that clip we've played now 5 times.
Okay.
I can feel brains whirring around oil country.
Da-doom, da-doom, da-doom.
Yeah, people are really thinking this over. Or maybe or maybe this is how they sound when they think. We got the Bionic with a $6 million. Why do we have that? Oh,
6 million views.
6 million views on YouTube. And so that made me think of the $6 million man or the Bionic man. And this was the Bionic sound effect from what, the $6 million man and the Bionic woman when they used a Bionic contraption. What were you saying? You had a Bionic toy when you were a kid?
My brothers had the Bionic man, the $6 million man. And he had an eye in the back of his head. You could see through to the front of his head as if you were looking out his front eye. And it had a magnifier on it.
That's incredible.
So you'd hold him up. What was his name? Steve Austin
was the character's name, played by Lee Majors. I figure, like, what a great name to have if you're an actor. Lee Majors. And then you play a character named Steve Austin. Like, how much more macho can you be? And it could have been the other way around. Like, his real name could have been Steve Austin. It's like, who do you play? Lee Majors. Like, it's cool either way. You know what I mean? Do we have a winner?
Dun, da, da, da.
Who is the winner? And then I'll play that other audio clip we have.
2 people got it, but Casino Dealer Jay was the first one to get it correct.
They're coming. The pass is picked off. Intercepted. Back the other way. The Green Bay Packers advance. Touchdown, Al Harris.
Al Harris is the mystery athlete of the game. So that was an NFL playoff. What year was that? 05? January of 05, I think, for the 04 season.
Yes.
So the Seahawks, and this was the olden days, I can't believe I'm saying that, of pure sudden death overtime.
Yep.
If you won the coin toss, you went down, you kicked a field goal, you won the game. That's it. It was none of this, both teams get a possession, or what was it for a few years? The first possession had to be a touchdown. So Matt Hasselbeck, a former Packer, they win the coin toss. He leans in to the ref and says,
We want the ball, we're going to score.
Now, they actually punted.
But what does he say?
We
Just
want
so
the ball and we're going to score.
We want the ball.
We want the ball, we're going to score.
So they punted.
They're quite arrogant.
Brett Favre and the Packers punted back to the Seahawks. Then that interception happened. A lot of people, things get misremembered. There's a lot of and then on the first play, the Seahawks threw a pick. Well, no, they didn't. They actually punted. Green
There was
Bay
some
had a
interaction
chance.
before.
Yeah, they didn't score on their first one, but they also didn't turn it over on their first one.
What
But
a
Al
moment.
Harris is
What
the
a
mystery
moment.
player. Why would you do that?
Why would you say that?
I guess, if they score, then it's legendary.
And he was just in his feels about it. He's like, we want the ball, we're going to score.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Do you think he would have done that if he wasn't playing his former team? Do you think there was some sort of, I'm going to say this into the mic because I know the guys on the other side
Maybe
of the coin
fans
toss?
too.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Screw you, cheeseheads.
It's a common phrase.
It is very underused.
So Casino Dealer Jay wins. That was a fun one. The mystery athlete of the game for Hudson's Canada's Pub. All right, we got buying or selling coming up. We're going to have some fun with the Alberta Blue Cross Courageous Moment as well. Words of the day for Edmonton Public Library. Here's the 5 o'clock break first.
2 guys and a goalie.
The bottom 6 continues to struggle. Adam Henrique, no goals, 4 assists in the last 2 months and a little bit. Frederic, a goal and assist in the last 2 months and a little bit. Mangiapane and Frederic will be scratched. If you wanted to actually find a third line, are you at a point now where you go Nugent Hopkins and Roslovic on your third
2
line?
guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Train furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Train. Train, it's hard to stop a train. Visit wjsportstalk.com today.
Make a fresh start in the new year with Sentinel Storage. With convenient locations near you, Sentinel Storage is here to help you make space for everything 2026 holds. Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Tristan Jarry has been placed on long-term injured reserve while Kasperi Kapanen returns from a lower body injury and slots back into Edmonton's lineup as they welcome Nashville. With that, Trent Frederic and Andrew Mangiapane will be healthy scratches, and Connor Ingram draws the start. Join Tom Gazzola and myself for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage gets underway at 6 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Around the league, the Golden Knights meet the Jets, Columbus heads to San Jose, and the Leafs take on the Panthers, with Brandon Carlo making his return to Toronto's lineup. In other news, the Rangers have placed Igor Shesterkin on injured reserve and Adam Fox on long-term injured reserve. Shesterkin left last night's game following a collision with Utah's J.J. Peterka, while Fox suffered a lower body injury in the same contest. According to the NFL Network, the Ravens and longtime head coach John Harbaugh have parted ways. The 63-year-old has been behind the bench since 2008, guiding the franchise to a Super Bowl in 47. On the hardwood, 6 games are on tap tonight, with the Pacers and Cavaliers tipping off at 5, followed by San Antonio squaring off against Memphis. Final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show coming at you right now. I'm Ben Thompson. You're up to date.
Hope you're having a pleasant afternoon. Oilers game day taking on the Nashville Predators tonight at 7. As Max Hers was telling you, they play again 1 week from today. That'll be in Nashville. Jay and I are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Don't forget to kick off the new year with the Canadian Brewhouse Wing Flavors of the Month. Mediterranean Greek taking on Southern Barbecue Wings. Try them anytime, or for 69 cents all day, every Wing Wednesday. That's tomorrow. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your house. In a little less than an hour, Tom Gazzola will take over EST with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show to help get you ready for this one, which we've been doing all afternoon here. As the Oilers trying to snap a little 2-game slide here. They haven't played great since coming out of the Christmas break.
True.
Just one win. Connor Ingram against Saros is the expected goaltending matchup today. If you are on YouTube and have not clicked the thumbs up button, please do so.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We need 8 to get to 100. That's the bare minimum we want to get to each show. Now, some of you might be thinking, this stupid Wilkins kid, this is pandering for thumbs. Well, can't he just do a show without asking us to like it all the time? Why does it need to be liked? What kind of a little sissy is he?
Yeah, shut your mouth and do your show.
Yeah. But the reason I say that is because I want Edmonton Sports Talk to succeed. And thanks to this new internet thing, it's got these algorithms that'll recommend shows to other people. So let's say you got Jay, and he watches the Fishing Derby YouTube channel.
Love it.
And he watches Edmonton Sports Talk. And then you got Benny, and he watches the Fishing Derby channel. So the YouTube little gremlins might say, oh, when Benny, and anyone named Jenny too,
probably Jenny's
opens YouTube, we should maybe suggest an Edmonton Sports Talk show to him. Because Jay likes both, maybe Benny likes both. I understand that's how the algorithms work. So if you give us a thumbs up, you're going to help bring more people into the community, which will make everybody happier.
Forrest Gump ruined the name Jenny for me. Every time I hear Jenny, I think, Jenny! Can't help myself.
Tom Gazzola is in the nasty chat. Says, damn rights.
Reid, do you know that in the first 45 minutes after John Harbaugh was fired this afternoon, his agent, Bryant Harlan, received calls from 7 different NFL teams expressing interest in his
what
client.
else is the agent going to say?
He could lie.
Well, yeah, he could be.
Well, they do.
He could be. No, well, I'm sure there is interest in him. That quickly, though, eh? It's like...
Funny, there's 7 vacancies, including Baltimore. Huh.
Was Baltimore one of the teams that called?
Oh, wait, wrong number. Shoot. We just got a list.
We just got a big list. All right, yeah, Tom goes. I love when Tom's in the nasty chat. Makes me feel good. Gonna probably be sitting with Tom at the game tonight.
Sean says, hello, just tuned in. Jarry on LTIR. What does this mean for the Oilers moving forward?
Just that's not mind-boggling.
You can backdate.
Oh, yeah.
The games.
Yes. So it's... Sorry. Though that's what... Yeah, and then you can still come back in 2 weeks like Knobloch says he might.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you missed that too, Sean. Kris Knoblauch did say...
Well, let's play what Knobloch said.
Sure, let's do that.
Jarry returning roughly about 2 weeks. He's been on the ice a little bit. He's been getting some shots, first just pretty much on his own. He's had a few shots with players on the ice with him, but I would say about 2 weeks.
And yes, we already...
So we'll see. Hasn't Wallman
talked about that?
Been a week away for 3 weeks or something like that? That's what I feel about that. Anyway, that's that. Yeah, and so that's kind of a transactional thing. You can make that retroactively as well. 7:00 game. Oilers and Predators again. McDavid riding a 15-game point streak, 36 points in that span, which is a good transition into buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area. For over 18 years, he and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate.
This is just incredible. Ridiculous. Almost unbelievable, Reid. That on this day in 1983, Wayne Gretzky scored his 100th point of the season in just 42 games. 100 points.
Right.
In 42 games. Now, buying or selling, Reid, that what happened the next year is even more absurd. Because the next year, and actually, oddly enough, same calendar year, because 42 games took him into January of 1983.
Okay.
In December of 83, the next season,
right,
same calendar year, he scored 100 points in 34 games.
Right.
That's
He's basically 3 points a game.
That's well, in the game that he scored his 100 points. Do you remember who that was against?
No, I don't.
The Jets in a 7-5 win for the Oilers. He had 5 points.
Not bad.
Just let that soak in for a minute. That's hard. Like that. Do you think that'll ever be touched?
Okay, so here's, and I'm glad you told me a little bit about what you want to talk about this morning, because that era and that player, the perfect storm, how the Oilers played, how Sather coached them, the talent that was around Gretzky. To produce 100 points that quickly is phenomenal. Like McDavid got to 100 points in the 56 game season with the All-Canadian division. That was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Unless something really opens up or there's a talent I can't even imagine, I can't imagine a player getting to 100 points in 33 games to top that. But here's something, and when I looked this up, I was like, holy crap, that's incredible. There is one of Gretzky's records when it's related to 100 points that I think McDavid could break.
Do tell.
Okay, so McDavid, what was Max saying? McDavid's birthday is next week, so we know he was born in 97, so he's turning 29. So McDavid doesn't turn 30 for another year, and McDavid could play. It would not surprise me if he plays into his late 30s or even into his 40s. He loves hockey, right? And he's probably going to be pretty good for a long time. Wayne Gretzky leads the NHL with 15 100-point seasons. Okay? Gretzky played 20 seasons. He got 100 points or more 15 times. Mario Lemieux played 17 seasons and is second with 10 100-point seasons. Connor McDavid is already third in NHL history with 100-point seasons. I did not realize this.
Wow. Okay.
Connor McDavid and Marcel Dion both had 8 100-point seasons. McDavid has 8 in 11. Dion had 8 in 18. Then you got Mike Bossy and Peter Stastny with 7. Leon Draisaitl tied with Bobby Orr and a few others with 6 100-point seasons. So here's what I hear: buying or selling is that within the next decade, Connor McDavid will be the NHL record holder for most 100-point seasons. He's probably going to do it this year. Wow. He already has 72.
72 points.
He could be there by the Olympic break if he keeps going. He might be flirting with it.
Reid, how can't you buy this? I mean,
so
that's
he's
seven more.
He's going to get to 9 this year. Then he needs 6 more.
6 to tie.
He's not even 30.
Holy smokes, Reid. That's incredible. Yeah, I'm buying. I'm buying that all day. I mean, so he's doing it this year, so he'll be 30. He could be 36 when he ties it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, he's not done any time before. You'd
I would think he's going to play for a long while.
That's crazy. Huh.
Now,
what's even crazier is that he's already third.
I know. I for some reason, because I was like, well, where's Crosby? Well, Sidney Crosby, who is obviously one of the greatest players of all time, 6 100-point seasons out of 21 years, right? Kucherov, 5 100-point seasons. He's played 12 seasons.
Sorry, how many did Crosby have?
He has 6.
6, really?
And you got to remember, like Ovechkin has 4. Like, it's hard to get 100 points. And a lot of great players, well, Richard, Howe, I mean, we're playing 50, 60, 70 games, so even harder to get to 100, right? So a 100-point season being common or being more achievable didn't really start kicking in until the late 70s, early 80s. Guy Lafleur, 6 100-point seasons. Howardchuk had 6. Curry had 6. Trottier had 6. Sakic had 6. I said Crosby is at 6. Yzerman and Messier both had 6. So a bunch of guys had 6.
Where's McKinnon at this time?
Nathan McKinnon has 3 100-point seasons.
Huh.
Like, it's hard to do, even playing. It's going to go up to 84 games next year. Is that next year already? Yeah, next year's 84. So that's just an interesting total side note that Connor McDavid, I think, has a pretty good shot to surpass Wayne Gretzky's mark of having the most 100-point seasons in the NHL. Now, Father Time, as we know, was undefeated.
Yeah.
Right? At some point, McDavid will naturally age and perhaps slow down, but good offensive players can generally. I mean, look at your buddy Brad Marchand this year. He's still wasn't he 14th in scoring when they picked him for the Olympic team? I mean, is it unreasonable for me to suggest a 35-year-old Connor McDavid could not hit 100 points in 6 years? Why couldn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's an attainable record. Wow. One thing I didn't bring up earlier. Steven Stamkos had 6 game-winning goals in December. He's tied the record for most game-winning goals in a calendar month. How many other players do you think in NHL history have scored 6 game-winning goals?
I love the trivia.
In a calendar month.
How many are there?
6, including Steven Stamkos.
Okay, Joe Sakic.
Negative.
Yari Curry.
Negative.
Wayne Gretzky.
Negative.
Mario Lemieux.
Negative.
Mike Bossy. Okay, I got to write these down. I'm trying to get 6.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
Joe Pavelski.
Negative.
Mark Messier.
Negative.
Glenn Anderson.
Negative.
Theo Fleury.
Think oldie timies.
Maurice Richard.
Negative.
Gordie Howe.
Negative.
Bobby Orr.
Negative.
Dave Keon.
Negative.
Frank Mahovlich.
Negative.
Marcel Dion.
Negative.
Aurel Joliat.
Close.
Joe Malone.
So one player did it in 1959-60 in the month of January. One player did it in 60-61 in the month of December. Both played for the same franchise.
Bobby Hall.
Montreal.
So who else was playing? Toe Blake? No. The other Richard? The younger Richard? Henri Richard? What were the years?
59-60 and 60-61.
Oh, who else? Bellezy. Okay, so Bossy, Bellezy. I said Bobby Hall. Brett Hall. Modano.
Negative.
Yzerman.
Negative. One had one of the greatest NHL nicknames of all time in that old-timey 1960-61 Montreal Canadiens.
I thought that was Bellezy.
No.
Oh, Bellezy did it when one of the years.
Bellezy did it one year.
Cournoyer.
No,
that's
think of one of the best NHL nicknames. First name was Bernie.
Oh, Jeffreyon. Okay, yeah,
Boom.
Gave it away. Yeah, this is hard. So I got 3 out of the 6.
One was done in my birth year.
81?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but so I said Bossy, Trottier, Cicerelli?
Oh, you got Bossy. I'm sorry.
I said Bossy already. Trottier, Cicerelli.
One was done a year after my birth year.
So early 80s.
In Philadelphia.
Peter Stastny.
In Philadelphia.
Who would have been there? Clark?
No.
Barber?
No.
Tocchet wasn't there yet. Linsman?
Nope.
Prop? Brian Prop. Wow. Was that your birth year or the year? Were they both
after.
Philly?
Philly, no. And then there's one more
from the early 80s.
That happened this century.
Oh, okay. So there's one from the early 80s and there's one this century. Ovechkin.
No, you've only got one. You're only missing one. You've named John Bellezy.
Yeah.
Boom Jeffreyon.
Yeah.
Mike Bossy.
Yeah.
Brian Prop. And we know Stephen.
Oh, Stamkos is one of 6, not 6 others. Okay.
Yes, sorry. 1 of 6. You have one remaining.
And he's from this century?
Yes.
And it's not Ovechkin.
It is not.
Draisaitl.
Negative.
McKinnon.
Negative.
Thornton. Marlowe.
No.
Matthews.
07-08.
Okay. Chichu. Is that the year I can't remember his crazy year. 07. Oh, man. Alfredson.
Nope.
I think.
Marcus Naslund.
Would you like the franchise?
Bertuzzi.
Nope.
I think I know it.
What?
I think.
Guess it.
The Malkin?
No.
Malkin had a crazy.
Trying to think. So many guys it could be. Give me the division. Okay, Canada or the States?
States.
It's not the States. Well,
Barely.
Oh, Sabre? Briere? McGillney? No, he wasn't there in 07-08, was he? It is a Buffalo Sabre.
No.
Oh, it's not a Buffalo Sabre.
What's the city that's really close to Canada?
Detroit. Oh, okay.
Halden played till then.
Lidstrom.
No, good guess.
The guy that was in front of the net all the time. The mule.
Well, no.
The other guy.
Wasn't Holmstrom.
Right.
This guy was similar, though.
Maltby? No. Draper?
Negative.
I'm missing a big name off that team.
It's not a big name.
But he had 6 game-winning goals in a month.
Yeah.
Like Datsuk?
Oh, Datsuk.
No. No, not Zetterberg.
Yeah, Zetterberg. Not Zetterberg. Who are we forgetting off those teams? Can I look in the nasty chat?
They won the cup that year, no? 08? This is the year they won the cup because 09 they lost to Pittsburgh.
Would you like his first name?
Well, that'll give it away, won't it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, Franzen. Somebody said, isn't the mule Franzen? Yeah. I called, who did I actually, yeah. Okay.
Holmstrom was what I thought you were referring to.
Was that even
Holmstrom.
a real player, Holmstrom? Did I make up a player's name?
No, I recognize that.
Wow. That was intense.
You know, I had to go to NHL stats to find that. I had to email them. You couldn't find who else scored because all it says is that Steven Stamkos tied the record for most game-winning goals in the month.
But they didn't say with who.
And all it said was Jean Beliveau, and it said others.
So which is more surprising, Prop or Franzen? I might say Prop, though he was pretty good.
I don't know. I mean, Franzen, no? I mean, Franzen wasn't. I guess neither of them were, distinguished goal scorers.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that.
780-218-9999 is how you text the afternoon inbox, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, $18.99 prime rib special, 7 days a week except show nights from 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night. That is available for dine-in and takeout. Is Jason Milne a robot? We'll find out in the Alberta Blue Cross Courageous Moment.
Tristan Jarry has been placed on long-term injured reserve while Kasperi Kapanen returns from a lower body injury and slots back into Edmonton's lineup as they welcome Nashville. With that, Trent Frederic and Andrew Mangiapane will be healthy scratches, and Connor Ingram draws the start. Join Tom Gazzola and myself for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage gets underway at 6 o'clock right here on EST. Around the league, the Golden Knights meet the Jets, Columbus heads to San Jose, and the Leafs take on the Panthers, with Brandon Carlo making his return to Toronto's lineup. In other news, the Rangers have placed Igor Shesterkin on injured reserve and Adam Fox on long-term injured reserve. Shesterkin left last night's game following a collision with Utah's JJ Peterka, while Fox suffered a lower body injury in the same contest. According to NFL Network, the Ravens and longtime head coach John Harbaugh have parted ways. The 63-year-old has been behind the bench since 2008, guiding the franchise to Super Bowl 47. On the hardwood, 6 games are on tap tonight, with the Pacers and Cavaliers tipping off at 5, followed by San Antonio squaring off against Memphis. More of the Reid Wilkins Show on Edmonton Sports Talk following the break. I'm Ben Thompson, and you're up to date.
Hockey is heating up, and so is the excitement on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code EST50. That's code EST50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
December's festive featured wing flavors are here at the Canadian Brewhouse. It's festive cranberry versus Korean bulgogi in the ultimate flavor showdown. Try them anytime or just 67 cents every Wing Wednesday for a limited time. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Make a fresh start in the new year with Sentinel Storage. With convenient locations near you, Sentinel Storage is here to help you make space for everything 2026 holds. Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. I would like to recommend you head to playalberta.ca or go to the Play Alberta app. Go to EST Specials. Look for Jay's Play of the Day. It is a fun one.
It's a big one. So it's a Draisaitl goal. It's a McDavid point. It's a Forsberg point, and over 6.5 goals between Nashville and Edmonton, boosted to plus 394.
Nice.
Not bad, Reid. Not bad at all.
Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta, your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery, all in one place. With easy access to real money games, you can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. Neither Trent Frederic nor Andrew Mangiapane will play tonight for the Oilers. They're scratched. Here's head coach Kris Knoblauch.
Yeah, things haven't worked out, and not that it's over, but I think that one, we've felt that they haven't played as we've expected, and I think that there's more for them to give us. But also we've got some young guys that have deserved to get some opportunities to play, and Hudson was here. Obviously he's not here now, but Howard being in the lineup. Lazar, who has been a scratch for the last couple of games, had been playing, his last game was in Winnipeg, played really well, and then came out, and we got a lot of guys who can play the bottom six, and right now we're just wanting more from those guys, and a little bit of a reset for those two.
Very rare we talk about Leon Draisaitl having a goal-scoring drought. He has 3 goals in his last 13 games. They all came in one game.
Yeah, not really seeing it, not really getting the looks that I want to get. So obviously something that I'm continuing to chip away at, and trying to find my game a little bit. And
All right. So, and Kapanen back in the lineup tonight for the Edmonton Oilers, and he is expected to start on a line with Draisaitl and Podkolzin. First of 3 meetings this season between the Oilers and the Predators. And I've been given this stat out. The Oilers have won 4 straight against the Predators, 14-1-2 in their last 17 games against Nashville. The Predators will need to have some courage tonight as we get into the Alberta Blue Cross Courageous Moment. Every great play starts with courage. Alberta Blue Cross, proud to support Albertans through all of life's meaningful moments. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
Courage. A song this young man heard quite a few times during the World Juniors.
That's right.
Of course, we're talking about Zane Parekh, the record-setting Canadian defenseman. Scored 5 goals, added 8 helpers during the winter tournament. Said some things, Reid, that are getting quite a bit of backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what he said. I think it's more watching NHL guys be robots and not having any personality. I think you need some personality, and it's the best way to grow the game. I don't want to come in here and be a robot. When I'm in Calgary, I definitely have a lot of guys that are telling me to give really simple answers. But here, I could kind of do what I want. Here, I think he means at the World Juniors.
Right, with Team Canada, yeah. Which is weird because you think that that's a highly sort of corporate environment like the NHL, too.
Well, why is this an issue? Why is this receiving backlash?
Okay, here's why I think.
Well,
and personally,
sure, okay.
I don't really have a problem with him saying that, and I reference this all the time. As a broadcaster, as someone who does interviews, I like when a player shows personality or will actually give a thoughtful answer, as opposed to just like, hey, let's get this over with. What if he says that exact same thing, but he didn't say, well, the guys in Calgary tell me not to just to give simple answers? That probably would rub Flames players and the Flames organization the wrong way. Like if he comes out and says, hey, you know what? I like talking to the media, or I like showing personality. It's cool. And then he adds on, because kind of in Calgary, they stifle me. That's what he was saying. And I know he wasn't with Calgary for very long, but he likely will wind up there for a very long time. So that's probably why there'd be some eye rolling, where it's going to be like, okay, Zane, just you still got to think of, you can show personality, but just put forward the positive. Don't refer to the negative,
sure,
so to speak. I mean, I'm splitting hairs. I don't really have a problem with it, but that might, if you were a Flames veteran, would that not maybe tick you off a little bit?
Well, in the article, it was referenced that, that this was going around the team in the form of a group text.
Right.
So they were talking about it. But to go out of your way to give nondescript and short answers, and I mean, whatever, I'm not in that situation. But that's exactly what this is trying to rid. It is, okay, I can be myself. Show some personality. Heaven forbid an NHL player did that. Wow, that would be awful. That would destroy the game. Well, no, it won't. I think, yes, this is time and place issues more than actually what he said.
Right.
A young, unproven NHL defenseman who's coming out and saying these things. I think he was just living in the moment of being at the Canadian World Juniors.
I think he has zero malice in terms of saying this.
Sure, I don't think he has malice. You know what I mean? Like, every time you saw this kid, he was smiling. He seemed like he loves life. And now to have to come out and apologize for that, that's the problem. That's the real rub. You say, well, you know, and the thing is, I mean, he's meeting up with the Calgary Flames, who are starting their 5-game Eastern road swing tomorrow in Montreal. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I guess he's got to answer to his teammates. But I don't know. We talked about this last year, Reid. Do you remember when they came out with the HBO documentary behind the, you know, remember Connor McDavid, dig in?
Oh, when they showed right that stuff. Yeah.
All that stuff. Well, the NHL should do more of that. Show some personality. Show some of these superstars in your league. I mean, the Tkachuk brothers now have a podcast, which is doing quite well.
Right.
Are they not supposed to show their personality on there?
Well, that's the thing.
Right?
I think if it's something that comes naturally to you and that's who you are, like, don't put it on. Like, the Tkachuks are like that. They're outgoing guys. Which, you know, and they're good players, so they could kind of, I don't know. It's I guess it's one of those things, like, Jay, we talk about hockey culture and it doesn't make sense to everybody, but Flames players might be saying, who are you to say that?
Well, who are the Flames?
If Nazem Kadri comes out as an example and says, I'm sick of us acting like robots, let's show personalities in interviews, that's maybe different. Now, maybe that's not right, but there is a hierarchy and there is a level of experience and a level of earned respect. So he's right, but I could also understand how a veteran NHLer could be like, who is this snot-nosed kid telling us how to act in interviews? He hasn't dealt with the media every day.
He's not telling anybody how to act. He's saying he does not want to fall into line like the rest of these perceived robots.
Sure.
He's saying what he feels, which is fine. But hey, this is a young player who's come in, set a World Junior record, did it in an excellent fashion, and is on a struggling Calgary Flames team. I just like it. I would like to get behind him and say, good on you. Just stand up for yourself, right? If somebody has a problem with that and were to confront him and say, hey, you can't do that. Well, that person has the problem. That person has the... I want to say something. I can't.
The stick up somewhere?
Something like that. Yeah, that's the issue. Not Zane Parekh.
Yeah, I sometimes wish they would show more personality. I mean, players are careful about what they say, certainly. I mean, but there's a difference between showing personality and giving away team secrets. I don't think that's what Parekh is saying. He's saying,
well, that's
what's
wrong.
Yeah. What's wrong with me smiling? You know, what's wrong with me making a joke, or what's wrong with me expressing joy? And he's still a kid saying this, so he should have that feeling. Now, if he plays in the NHL 10 years, he might look back and be like, yeah, I can see why the guys were telling me to keep it simple, right?
Yeah. Well, and this further down in this article, written by Eric Francis, by the way.
By the way, is a couple people in the Nasty Chat are saying that they don't think Francis should have blown this up to the extent that he did. That's also a fair opinion.
True, but it is his job to write articles that get responses.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is sure one of them. He does say, indeed, there are those in the organization who believe the team's 9th overall pick in 2024 has a tendency to overshare when it comes to personal issues and his early confidence issues as an NHLer.
Okay.
Screw off. I'm serious. Like, his own personal issues and confidence issues, as a young player, hello, he's entitled to his own damn thoughts. If that's an issue with that organization needs to look itself in the mirror. That's problematic.
Right.
That's not good.
No, but having said that, I mean, in our role, we like when guys just say how they feel. I mean, and this was not a horrible comment. Joe Iginla, who was recently traded by the Oil Kings, was it just yesterday? When was that? Yeah, it was just yesterday. And they've made other trades today, too. The deadline's on Thursday in the WHL, by the way. I've made a joke with this. When I interviewed Joe Iginla when he joined the Oil Kings, and I said, so, how do you feel about being drafted by the Oil Kings? Because, you get to play in an NHL rink and they got great facilities. And I didn't expect he was going to say this. He's like, well, yeah, I'm glad I didn't get drafted by one of the teams in the middle of nowhere. And I got a text from the Oil Kings media relations person saying, like, well, on one level that was funny. On the other level, I'll probably say, like, hey, you can speak positively of Edmonton without saying stuff like that. Well,
that would be just general media training.
Yeah, you're right.
But if you want to talk about...
But he showed personality.
Yes, sure. Yeah. I don't know. I feel bad for the kid that he's getting... it's going to be hard for him to return to Calgary now and be bombarded with these questions about this.
Right.
And to be quite honest, being quite overblown. And this is not foreign to professional sports. This is strictly NHL. Reid, you and I have had several Elks on our show.
Yes.
They tell you everything. They'll tell you whatever,
Right.
They're open. You want to talk about
the bigger the profile of the league, the less you're supposed to say.
The NHL is not a big profile league, my friend.
Well, in Canada it is.
Yeah, not on the grand scheme being of things. It is not.
I mean, speaking of Seahawks stuff, you remember when they beat... It was the year they won the Super Bowl. They beat San Francisco in the NFC Championship, and remember Crabtree against Sherman?
Yeah.
And after the game, Sherman was like, well, we sure shut that guy up. And I think it was Aaron Andrews like, who are you talking? He's like, Crabtree.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, what a jerk. And I'm like, well, yeah, but at the same time, he's showed personality. He's like, I hate a guy on the other team, and I'm glad I beat him.
Well, you can't go throughout Sunday NFL Countdown without about 5 in-depth personal level stories about superstars or players in the NFL.
Right.
Right? And they will tell you how they feel after games, pre-games. NBA gives a lot of access to their players.
Mike, the Michigan fan, always good to hear from him in the Nasty Chat. That's on YouTube. By the way, if you're on YouTube and you have not clicked the thumbs up, give us a click. We're at 115. Let's see how high we can climb today. Good total on an Oilers game day. Mike says, I thought it was him being cocky after a game. Then he got humbled after the Czechia game. If they won gold, I don't think he would have apologized. Les says, is a good interview player a bad teammate? Well, no, not necessarily. I don't think by any means. I think sometimes players appreciate the guys who are good interviews because then it's like, I don't have to do it. Right?
True. This comes in from Guy Flaming, who, this will offer an interesting perspective, right? This is his color for the Edmonton Oil Kings.
Been around
he's been around junior hockey for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Pipeline show, by the way. Check it out if you want to follow junior hockey. He says, I think those veteran players are probably trying to protect him from himself. Personality is great, but you got to have a filter sometimes. And what if he slipped up and said something that's kind of dumb? Then you start getting a reputation of a guy who has an attitude like Trevor Zegras.
Yeah, that's a fair comment, too. I mean, there might be good intentions, I mean, I remember once, I can't remember the full circumstances when I was at CHED, but there was a younger newsreader who started tweeting some stuff that I was kind of like, I can't remember even what it was about, but it was sort of like sarcastic commentary on news stories and stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe I should, I'm not the boss, but maybe I should intervene before it gets before the boss. And I just said, hey, I understand, but what are you gaining? How might this be perceived from that organization? And they were actually pretty open to it. They were like, oh yeah, I never thought of it that way. So they said, hey, like, it's your Twitter account. I'm just saying I've been around the block
And don't misconstrue what I'm trying to say is that I know this is a young guy. You're going to make mistakes.
And he should have a Joey DeVivre.
Sure. A certain je ne sais quoi.
I don't know what.
But to just rid a player of that and ridicule a player that young also has its equal opposite reactions.
Sure.
So you need to just be who you are. Be cool in your own shoes, dude.
Oilers Predators at 7. We'll have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola coming up at 6. You can text us at 780-218-9999. The afternoon inbox presented by River Crew Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, 50% off the entire menu. That is Sundays and Mondays, 5 p.m. until close. We got a sports update with Benny and our words of the day when we get back.
Tristan Jarry is heading to long-term injured reserve while Kasperi Kapanen returns from a lower body injury, and he re-enters Edmonton's lineup as they host Nashville. As a result, Trent, Frederic, and Andrew Mangiapane will be healthy scratches, with Connor Ingram getting the nod in goal. Join Tom Gazzola and myself for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage starts in about 15 minutes right here on EST. Elsewhere around the NHL, the Golden Knights take on the Jets. Columbus visits San Jose, and Toronto squares off with Florida, with Brandon Carlo set to return for the Leafs. In other news, the Rangers have placed Igor Shesterkin on injured reserve, with Adam Fox on long-term injured reserve. Shesterkin exited last night's game after colliding with Utah's JJ Peterka, while Fox suffered a lower body injury in that contest. According to the NFL Network, the Ravens and longtime head coach John Harbaugh have parted ways. The 63-year-old has been at the helm since 2008, leading the franchise to Super Bowl 47. And on the court tonight, there are 6 games on the schedule, with the Pacers and Cavs tipping off about 45 minutes ago, and San Antonio going head-to-head with Memphis. Final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show coming right up. I'm Ben Thompson, and you're up to date.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
We're here, Canadian Brewhouse Studio. Jay Milne, Reid Wilkins, Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. In about 12 minutes, Tom Gazzola will be gracing the stream with his lovely voice and appearance for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Do you have any guests coming up, Benny? Do you know?
We don't have a Nashville guest. Shawn Belle will be joining us.
Bellezy, great guy.
As our analyst. So, yeah, it'll be us three running the crew tonight.
A lot to talk about for this game. Mangiapane and Frederic both scratched. Kapanen back in the lineup, expected to be with Draisaitl and Podkolzin. Ingram in net, had 3 really good games. Tough showing on, was that New Year's Eve against Boston?
Yes.
Yeah, didn't have a great game in that one. We'll see if he can bounce back. Jarry's on LTIR, probably at least a couple weeks away, according to head coach Kris Knoblauch. All right, it is a very fun time of the day. By the way, let's see if we can get a few more thumbs on YouTube. If you've not given the show a thumbs up, please do so. And still time to share the show link. This is the part of the show where I really think you can share it with non-sports fans. Now, I think this show I think it's informative and entertaining for everybody, but we realize we're on a sports station. But this is really the part, words of the day. If you have somebody that likes spelling, likes grammar, likes trying to figure out definitions, this is a total play along at home or at work or in your car segment. And especially for that non-sports, like if somebody says, yeah, you know what, I like my books and I like my literature. Well, this is what they should be listening to. The words of the day. And it's presented by the Edmonton Public Library and their Intellectual Freedom Campaign. EPL won't tell you what to read, just where to find it. Intellectual freedom is your right to read, watch, listen, and explore ideas without barriers.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
I like that, Benny. Benny was saying the statement by Samuel L. Jackson. Get back to work, Samuel. Back to
the mall.
Yeah, yeah. What was he at the mall?
He goes to the food court in phase 3 for supper.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, tell you what. Go for lunch. First word of the day, equivocal.
Equivocal. I think I know this. EQUIVOCAL. Equivocal. We're going to rock and roll all night.
We're going to rock and roll all night.
Okay. Equivocal. I think this means
an adjective.
I think this means considered equal or approximately equal to. I think. Maybe I'm thinking more of equivalent.
Would you like me... Well, even if I... What'd you say?
It's something that is considered to be approximately equivalent to something else, even though it might not be exactly equivalent.
I don't think I can say that. Okay. I don't think I can give you that.
Don't give it to me. I'm just grasping at straws here. I hope you brought a straw, boy. I'll drink your milkshake. Hi, Benny. Oh, you think you're Mr. St. Albert Bravery, do you? You and your ball hockey. Is that an energy bar in your backpack? Niagara River Lions at it again. Okay, anyway, give me a sentence.
Holy smokes. The equivocal nature of her remarks.
Oh, yeah. I did. Oh, I don't know what this means. I should know what this means. I will say convincing. No, okay.
Equivocal, open to more than one interpretation.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ambiguous, somewhat.
Okay.
1 out of 1 or 1 out of 2.
Not bad. At least I spelled
50%, it. Reid. Second word of the day.
I'm beating the house edge.
Second word of the day, lol.
I just heard you say
I accidentally pressed the mic. Lol.
LOLL?
Dun, da, da, da.
And this is like a calm point, like a lull in the action, like something, a a down point in terms of activity. I think I got it in there somewhere.
Loll most often means to droop or hang loosely, but it can also mean to act or move in a relaxed or lazy manner.
Yeah, that's how I know it.
Yeah. Loll.
But it can also mean droopy. I didn't know that.
Reid, your eyes lolling.
Well, it certainly was about 9 months ago.
We're counting down the days until the weather will be warm enough again to laze and loll by the pool.
No, I did not know that it also meant that. I think of it as sort of like a lull in the action, like a low point. So what did I get?
3 out of 4,
3 out
baby.
of 4. Pretty good. That'll be the Oilers' power play tonight.
Woo! You heard it here first.
On behalf of Zach Kubish and Ben Thompson and Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Tom is next with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Oilers and Predators at 7. I'm heading to the rink right now. Enjoy the game.